witness. I would tell you, or I would challenge you, go back to the founding documents. Our colonial ancestors understood these principles. And I will claim that's the reason why our nation was a great nation. So, thank you again, Senator Peters. Next on the agenda, I believe, is credentials. Yeah, the credentials report. Do we have a credentials report?
Point of order.
The credit is
Point of order.
Yeah, point of order. I'm sorry, that's out of order. Who is the credentials? Are you the credentials chair, Ian?
Joe.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I thought you were. I was going to say, where are you? You're absent. Right here. So you want to make a motion? Good. Okay, you need to give your report and then a motion, sir, please. And first, identify yourself.
My name is Joe Baden. I'm the Kay County chairman. We had 113 people that were verified as being true and correct, and then an additional 10 that we did not have data for since July because we don't have that data from the state GOP office. And then we have 48 guests. So with 113 though verified, that should satisfy the minimum of 100 as required.
So the motion on the floor has been to adopt the credentials report, and we need a second.
Second. Sarah Burnett, Washington County.
And Sarah, are you seconding the motion?
Yes.
The motion has been seconded by Sarah Burnett. We can, we can entertain your point of order.
Okay. My point of order is I'd like to know where the list was sent from for this meeting. Who all received the notice for the meeting? Where was it generated from? Jeremy Carnes, Canadian County Republican Chairman.
Chairman Collins, that is not a point of order.
Okay, I'm going to challenge the credentials report on this meeting for this reason. I'm going to read you State Party Rule 10, Section C, meetings. The state committee shall meet at any time upon the call of the state.
You have to make a motion. You have to make it, sir.
The
You'll get 3 warnings.
Hold on.
You have to make a motion, sir.
You did not send out the information to all the people involved in this
You
meeting.
need to make a motion. You're out of order. You need to make a motion. Yes, you need to make a motion. According to our parliamentarian, I'm not going to speak
We're
on
not
that.
allowed to give this meeting.
We're not going to-
the meeting to them.
This is not going to turn into a fiasco, sir. And so let me say you're out of order. You're out of order. You need to make a motion. You need to make a motion. That's what I'm stating. Yeah, we have a motion on the floor to accept the credentials report. Leanne, would you please identify yourself?
Yes, Leanne Clinton, Congressional District 3 Chair, and I would like to make a motion. I move to amend the credentials report to seat Brian Hogg as CD3 Vice Chairman before the credentials report is approved.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Would you identify?
Point of order, there's a motion on the floor.
Would you, is there a second? Did you get that, Secretary?
I'm just going to clarify, because I know Mr. Parks was not objecting, but asking for clarification. The first motion is the motion to adopt the credentials report. That was seconded. We had a second motion to amend the credentials report, which has also been seconded. So right now, we are on the motion to amend, and if that passes or not, then we will go back to the main motion. That's where we're at.
Sorry, there's no mic up here. Doesn't he have to accept?
Yeah, there's one right here, Gary. Gary, there's one right here.
The parliamentarian says no, that motion does not have to be.
Yeah, can I move the question to vote on the amendment?
Yes. We have a motion to vote on the amendment. Do we have a second on that? Please identify yourself. And any debate on that? Okay, so the motion is, Sarah, would you please repeat your motion so everybody is clear, please?
Yes, I believe it's Leanne's motion.
Yes, it's
Yes.
my motion. My
Yes.
motion is to amend the credentials report to seat Brian Hobbs as CD3 Vice Chairman.
So everyone in favor of approving the seating of Brian Hobbs as a state committee member for District 3 Vice Chair, please say yay. Yay! For all opposed, say nay. The motion is carried. Okay, now let's go back to the original motion. Mr. Hobbs, you are seated.
Sarah Burnett, Washington County. I move to amend the credentials report to include members who have been verified as representing their county by their county chairman's roster.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept other county members that have not been seated. Do I hear a second?
J.R. Warren, Comanche County, I second that motion.
Okay, so we have a second. We have a second. And so is there debate on that motion?
I can debate it. So, Rule 6 of our party rules states that the county chairman maintains the roster of all those who sit on his county committee and are elected to his county committee, and he submits that roster to the state chairman for filing at the state office, and that roster is deemed sufficient for membership on that county committee, and then those positions that they hold on the state committee are as virtue of the office that they hold in their counties.
Thank you, Sarah. So, back to the motion. Everyone in favor? Any more debate, first of all? Another question. Can you identify yourself?
Does that include alternates? Is that a different?
I am limiting, this motion just pertains to those who were verified by a county chairman's roster.
The 10
We're talking about 10 individuals, right, Joe? Okay. Out of 123. So do we have any debate on that motion?
Yes. State party rules on alternates state that if any of the aforementioned cannot attend the meeting in person and they have requested for an alternate to attend on their behalf, have the alternates...
Well, wait a second, Jared. Wait, hold on just a second. We will recognize you, and I apologize. We're going to have, if there's debate, we need to have individuals that support the motion over here on my right side, and individuals that are opposed to the motion on this side. And I'd like to 3 minutes for each side to debate. Is that appropriate, Mr. Parliamentarian? 3 minutes? 3 minutes for each side, right? No. Hey, we got all day, don't we? 3 minutes on each side for debate. Do I have a timekeeper here? Would somebody keep time? Kenny Bob, would you keep time for us, sir? Kenny Bob. Wait a second. Hold on here. We'll get this in order. And we will recognize you here in a second, Mr. Carnes. So do you want to do this alternating, or how do you want to alternating, Mr. Parliamentarian? Okay, we're gonna alternate. Mr. Carnes, we'll recognize you, sir. Thank you.
on alternates. Again, if any of the aforementioned cannot attend the meeting in person, and they have requested for an alternate to attend on their behalf, have all these people, do we have proof that they have, had people request them to attend on their behalf? Because I don't think that was.
What part of the rule you said?
This is, Rule 19, Section D, on alternates to state committee meetings.
Okay, I've been instructed that your argument can't be in the form of a question, according to the rules.
I make a motion that we prove that these people have been authorized.
If that's, parliamentarian says that's a motion out of order.
Sarah Burnett, Washington County, would we like to amend the amendment, Mr. Carnes, to say that the 10 members come and verify that they were requested by their counties?
If they can show that they've been approved by the counties to be here, then yes, that'd be fine.
I would second your motion if you would say that they come to the 10 members come to the mic and affirm that they have been requested.
Okay, we have a second motion on the floor by Ms. Burnett.
An amendment to the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment, yes. Do I have a second on that amendment? Identify yourself, please. Okay, we have a second. And so what we'll be voting on is those 10 individuals will come to the credentials table, and make sure I'm right on it. All right? They will come to the credentials table and supply document.
The motion that I put forward was to come to the mic and verify that they were requested.
Okay, come to the mic and verify. So I'm asking those 10 individuals to come to the mic and verify that they were requested.
Can I move the question so we vote on the amendment?
Yes. So we need those individuals to come to the mic and, oh, not yet, I'm sorry. Oh, we have to approve that. Okay, yes. We have to approve the motion that these individuals come to the mic and whether they were actually requested. So we have a motion on the table. Everyone in favor of them coming to the mic? No?
Okay, we're getting a little confused. If you are one of the 10 members who is here as an alternate that wrote in, I'm even confused, and I apologize. Yes, we are. What's there?
Mr. Vice Chair,
Move the question. Okay. The motion has been made. Let's just do this housekeeping thing first. If you are one of the 10 individuals, would you please be seated for a second? And I would ask that the people who are in the back, if we could have a parting where if you are a guest, would you please stand to that side of the doorway? And if you are a member of the committee, would you please stand to this side of the doorway?
We just don't want to block the doors.
We don't want to block the doors. And we want to make sure that those who are members, and those who are guests, are guests. In fairness to everybody who's here. We do thank you for coming out, everybody. Okay. Now, we're moving the previous question on the amendment to the amendment. So we need to vote on that. Then we need to vote on the second amendment. No pun intended.
point of order.
And just let me finish and then we'll address your point of order. And then, once there, we'll proceed. Point of order.
Those 10 alternates need to be seated before they can vote on that amendment.
Well, we don't know if they're alternates or not. Right. Okay.
Restate the second amendment, and then we will clarify it and we will vote on it.
before in question come and verify that they were requested by their counties.
Okay, so that's been seconded. So everyone in favor of them coming to the mic and telling us whether they, no? Okay. No, oh, I know, no, I'm saying the vote is going to be on that. I'm trying to clarify what the motion is. Is that, okay. I'm trying to clarify what the motion is. Anyone that they will come to the mic and tell whether they were requested to be a delegate. Correct, Sarah? Okay. So, everyone in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Everyone opposed? No. The motion carries. Now we need to go back to, we need to go back to the original amendment. Now, you come to the mic and remind us of what the original amendment is, please.
To amend the credentials report to include members who have been verified as representing their county by the county chairman's roster.
Okay, does everyone understand that? Is there any debate on that motion?
Say it again.
Sarah, will you repeat that amendment again?
To amend the credentials report to include members who have been verified as representing their county by their county chairman's roster.
Okay, so everyone in favor of that amendment, please say yay. 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 Anyone opposed? Nay. The motion carries. Okay, so at this point in time, we want those individuals to come to the mic and give us their status. State your name, your county, and your position, please.
I'm Randy Lachey. I'm an alternate for Logan County. Neither my chair nor vice chair is here. They refused to come to this meeting, and I'm an elected alternate, but I was not requested by them.
Mr. Parliamentarian, and you cannot be seated.
Point of order.
Point of order.
My amendment stated that they had to be requested.
Okay. So at this point in time, we cannot see you, Larry. Thank you. All right. So everyone else, get in line and please, or tell us your status, please.
Chief Maris, Grady County, and I have an email that I was requested to attend as an elected alternate. And Devonna Hardaway could not be here. Carrie Bertrand, my chair, is here and has requested that I be here as well.
Thank you. Next.
My name is Merle Gene Hicks. I'm from Custer County. I was requested to take the place of Rose Mill Spa. And we had a meeting and all of the minutes were taken that this took place.
Thank you, sir.
I am an alternate from the Santa County, Custer County. I was requested to replace Brady Butler. And, of course, same meeting, same minutes.
Thank you very much. What is your name, please? Will you state your name for us? Thank you.
I am Warren Golden.
Warren Goldman. Thank you. Yes, sir.
James Valley, Caddo County, and I sent an email to Joe, which was the minutes from our meeting.
And Joe looks like he's affirming that? Yeah, I got it. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so the motion on... Casey, please identify yourself, sir.
Casey Foley, Vice Chairman of Oklahoma Congressional District 5. I just wanted to inform everybody, I had passed out a couple documents.
That's not in order yet, okay? Yeah, yeah. So, we have a motion on the floor to accept these individuals as members of this committee, to seat them. They have come forward and they have verified that they were asked to sit on the committee. So now we need to take a vote on that motion. And so everyone in favor of seating these individuals to the state body, point of order.
That was only 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's the other five?
If we had to write your name on the paper, you're among those 10 people.
Anybody else?
Point of information.
Yes, sir, you're recognized. Chuck, please state your name and position.
I'm Chuck Spike in Creek County. Was the member's motion, it is.
Oh, everyone, please, I respect the speaker. Thank you.
Was the member's motion regarding alternates?
Yes, that is correct. And verify that they were asked to be alternates.
And not regular committee people such as myself?
Yes.
Correct.
Point of order, there was
Good.
two amendments were passed. Two amendments were passed, one was regarding the rosters, one was regarding the alternates.
Give clarification on that, Sarah, so everybody understands.
The first amendment that was passed, the main amendment, was regarding county chairman's rosters, verifying any positions on that roster. The second amendment passed was that alternates were requested.
And we passed that first amendment.
We passed both of them.
Well, those, yeah. So, the question before us now is we have,
With the manager in Caddo County, and I was requested to be an alternate by the chairman and the vice chairman.
thank you. So that makes 6. Anyone else? No, they're still coming.
You had to
This would help. Did you know, right? That would help, right. Okay, I'm Deborah Walker with Pot County. I'm one of the alternates. I was requested to be an alternate just about a week and a half ago. We actually had an emergency meeting this week, and it's in our minutes, and it has been voted on and confirmed. I am an alternate for Pot County.
Very good.
My chair is.
Yeah, the
well,
chair,
vice
his chair
chair
is here. Yep.
Bill
Bill
Ruth,
Ruth,
vice chair is
yeah.
present. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Donna Jones Bright with Pot County. I was voted on and minutes was recorded in October to be an alternate for Pot County. Vice Chair Bill Ruth is here to verify.
Thank you very much. Last call. Anyone else? Because I don't think that's cool.
That was 9.
9. Anyone else?
I'm Sarah Burnett. I was elected August 28th as an alternate. I was approved by this body on October 14th. So I didn't think it mattered because I had been approved. And I'm here replacing Tom Stearman at his request.
That would mean that we have 113 plus 9 since.
Very good. 113 plus 9 at this point. 114. Okay, 114 when we added vice chair of CD3, Brian Hobbs. Okay. So, does that conclude the credentials report? Point of order. Point of order.
Faith Campbell, Garvin County, Oklahoma. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the credentials report.
Second. Who seconded? Can you state your name?
Gary Barksdale, Cleveland County.
We got 3rd, 4th, 5th. We got them all. Okay. So the motion on the floor is to accept these individuals and seat them in the body.
As amended.
As amended. So everyone in favor, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. The motion carries. Okay. So the next item of business would be read at the previous state committee meeting.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Voluntary. What is your point of order?
I have a motion to make.
Okay. Please state your motion.
Nathan Volkers, King County. I move that we adopt the agenda as printed.
Okay.
I
That is
second.
in order. It is in order, and we need a second. Okay, so the motion before us is you will have an agenda in front of you. Most of you should have it. The motion is to accept this agenda, and that means we have to stick by this agenda, and we can't deviate from it.
Mr. Chairman,
So,
point of order, I have a point of order ahead of him.
okay, so the parliamentarian says we're going to take out this point of order first, and come back to your point of order. He heard this individual first, and so, and
You said this needs to be before he said it.
I couldn't understand what you were saying.
okay, so So, please make your point of order. State your name again.
Jeremy Carnes, Canadian County. I make a motion that this meeting is
That's not a
illegal
point, that's not.
because all members have not been notified of this meeting. None of the state legislators were informed that in my county or federal delegation, and that is improper.
Point of information.
That's the parliamentarian says that's out of order, and
We are a party of laws, are we not?
Point of information, was the chairman asked to make everyone aware of this meeting?
yes, the chairman was asked to make everyone aware of this meeting. Yes. Yes, who seconded Nathan Volker's? Faith Campbell did, yes. Okay, we can, so we have an opportunity to debate this motion.
Point of information,
Yes.
Faith Campbell, Garvin County. I believe all state committee members received an email from Nathan Dom about this very meeting.
The official call of the meeting went out to 1:30. That's the call.
So we have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes of this meeting, and it's been seconded. Is there any more debate? If there is, we're going to set up time frame in order to make this.
Yes, there will be debate.
Okay, there's going to be debate. We have 3 minutes on each side. And so everyone that's in favor of accepting the motion, which is to accept the minutes, or the agenda, I mean, on my right side. Everyone opposed on my left side, please. 3 minutes each. Mr. Timekeeper. Oh, recognize. I think you went first last time, so.
I don't have any debate on this one.
Oh, you don't?
Only one question to be brought up.
So, as far as this side, there's no debate on it. There's no reason to move forward with debate on this question, right, Mr. Parliamentarian? Okay, so the debate closed, and so the motion on the floor, you have a point of order?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion. Brian Morris, Canadian County. I would like to move that we amend the agenda so that there will be a maximum time of 3 minutes for each of the reports.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Name, please. Okay, so we have a Okay, so the parliamentarian tells me that that motion is out of order. That is a motion that we made after the agenda is voted upon, and then that will be a second, special rule for this meeting, and that would have to be a motion outside of this question. Does everybody understand that? I didn't. Okay. All right. So the motion before us at this time is to accept the agenda as you have in front of you. And everyone in favor of accepting the agenda, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. State your name.
J.R. Ward, Jackson County. I move for a resolution where the state committee, this facility, and all associated bills are paid by the state treasurer.
I'll second.
So, JR, that would be, make that motion under new business, and we will get to that whenever that time we're on the agenda, okay? Thank you. Okay, so, credentials has been accepted, and now we move on to the next item on the agenda, which is number 7. And we do not have minutes from the last meeting. They've not been distributed, and the secretary is sick. She has the flu, and so she is not here today. So we'll move on to the next item. And reports, that is reports from officers, the board, and standing committees. The next report is for the chairman's report. Mr. Chairman is not here today, and so we will move to the next item, and that's my report. So I just have a couple of words to say, and then I will move on to the National Committee report. I want to thank you again for being here. You are the strength of our party, and this body has a purpose. It's to exercise your authority. Our rules say that you are the supreme authority at the state level. And so I commend you for being here and taking that authority. This meeting is important in that what it does is it allows your leadership to hear from you because we are under your authority. And so I just want to say thank you and commend you because that is the purpose of this body right here. And so that pretty much concludes my remarks. That was short and sweet, wasn't it? We want to get business, ladies and gentlemen. So the National Committee woman, National Committee man either are here, the treasurer's not here, the finance chairman's not here, and the budget committee is not here. Chairman. Okay. So we're moving on. We're moving through this really quick, you guys. How's that feel? You like that? Exciting business? Yeah, I agree. So we are going to move to item number 9, which is unfinished business. So do we have any unfinished business? I don't believe we do. Okay. So the next item on the agenda is new business. Now's the time for you to submit your resolutions, make your motions.
Point of privilege.
Point of privilege. Mr. Casey, please identify yourself.
Casey Woolley, Vice Chairman of Oklahoma's 5th Congressional District. I wanted to just let everybody know that I passed out a few papers to everyone. If I missed you or if you didn't get a copy, please let me know. I'll get you some. The first page that is on the statement pages is a summary of Senate Bill 1679. It deals to make sure that the COVID-style mandates never happen again. It's a 3-page bill written in plain English, not legalese. The second page of this packet is a resolution. I'm asking that everybody pass this resolution at your precincts and at your counties. This bill has been referred to the Senate Judiciary Committee. I have also passed out a list of all of the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, their districts, and their phone numbers. I really need everyone's help to put pressure on this committee so that the bill can get passed out in committee and heard by the full Senate. We'll need to put a lot of pressure on the Senate as well. Lots of good bills have died there. Thank you all, and please let me know if you need a copy. Keep your hands up, please.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to, Mr. William Ruth, Potawatomi County Vice Chairman, would like to propose a resolution, if I may please. Resolution, I think everyone's got a copy of it that you've sent out already. This is a resolution to censure and expel Leslie Osborne. A resolution calling for the OKGOP State Committee to censure and expel Oklahoma Labor Commissioner Leslie Osborne from the Republican Party for her role in producing honestly a coloring book targeting Oklahoma children with gender dysphoria and adult sexuality, and her efforts to bring open primaries to the Oklahoma GOP. Whereas, in the effort to bring open primaries, Oklahoma Labor Commissioner Leslie Osborne from the Republican Party for her role in producing honestly a coloring book targeting Oklahoma children with gender dysphoria and adult sexuality, her efforts to bring open primaries to Oklahoma GOP. Whereas Oklahoma Labor Commissioner Leslie Osborne served as the chair of HonestyOKC.org, an organization producing and publishing honestly youth sexual health and coloring book, which includes gender identity and gender expression and its presentation to young school-aged children, and that this book being promoted to Oklahoma elementary children is in direct opposition to the Oklahoma Republican Party, that is in direct contrast with the OKGOP state platform, page 8, section B, item 2, which I will read to you. We believe parents must maintain their right and responsibility to educate their children regarding sexuality and sexual conduct. We believe sexual abstinence is the only safe way to avoid sexually transmitted diseases, HIV, AIDS, and pregnancy. That the Potawatomi County Republican Party on the January 11th, 2024 meeting voted in the affirmative to formally request the Oklahoma GOP State Committee oust Leslie Osborne from the Republican Party and formally condemn this blatant attempt to introduce gender identity and gender expression to young children in Oklahoma public schools, and her complete disregard for the Oklahoma GOP state platform. Whereas any effort to bring open primaries to the Oklahoma Republican Party is in direct contrast to the Oklahoma GOP state party platform, which is found on page 20, item 16. I'll read that. It says, we support protecting the integrity of the Republican primary election by requiring a closed primary system in Oklahoma. That the Potawatomi County Republican Party in the January 11, 2024 meeting voted in the affirmative to formally request the Oklahoma GOP State Committee oust Leslie Osborne from the Republican Party and formally condemn this blatant attempt to introduce gender identity and gender expression to young children in Oklahoma public schools, and her complete disregard for the Oklahoma GOP state platform. Submitted to the Oklahoma Republican Party by William Root, Vice Chairman and Acting Chairman of the Potawatomi County Republican Party.
We have a second.
I second. Linnell Medley, McIntosh County.
Linnell Medley, McIntosh County. Do we have any debate?
I would like to propose an amendment in the final paragraph after page 20, item 16, for it to state that the state committee formally condemns Leslie Osborne and this blatant attempt to introduce gender identity and gender expression to young children in Oklahoma public schools and her disregard for the OKGOP platform. And I can present that.
Okay, do I have
Darrell Warren, Comanche County, I second.
Kenny Bob second? Kenny Bob? Yep. Yes, sir. Okay, so is there any, so we have a motion on the floor to amend the original resolution.
Point of order, please.
Yes, sir.
I do want to point out that there was a clerical error that was on that, the original copy, which you got, which was changed. The first one's page 8, section B, item 2, which I read. The other one was correct in page 20, item 16. And I think a copy is under a parliamentarian to know that that was a change.
Very good.
Make sure
Just clarification on making sure that the rule is accurate.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Faith Campbell, Garvin County. I'd like to make a motion to amend the resolution to read.
Wait a second. Hey, hold on. No. We're already on a motion right now, so we need to deal with that one. Yeah, we're on the amendment introduced by Sarah Burnett, and so we need to deal with that first before we move on. So, right, probably 10 minutes? Okay. Yeah, seconded was Kenny Bontempo. Yeah. So, Sarah, can you state your amendment again so everyone understands, and if you want to give the rationale for that or whatever, state it, please.
Yeah, so, I'll debate this. I don't see a way within our rules to expel someone from our party, but I do believe as the supreme authority of our party that we can condemn these actions and make a bold public statement, and I do think a bold public statement against Leslie Osborne's actions is necessary, which is why I'm encouraging the state committee to vote on a resolution to condemn her.
Okay. So does everybody understand the amendment and also the rationale?
Yes.
Is there any debate on that motion? Okay, so to insert the new wording, everyone on the amendment, which is Sarah's amendment, everyone in favor of amending that original resolution, say yay. Yay. All opposed, nay. The motion carries. All right.
Faith Campbell, Garvin County. I'd like to make a motion to amend the name of that particular resolution, strike the word censure and expel, and replace with the word condemn. So it would read, resolution to condemn Leslie Osborne.
So does everyone understand that amendment?
I
Okay,
second.
it's just a wording of the title. Okay, do I have a second?
Darrell Warren, Comanche County, I second that motion.
Okay, we have a second. Any debate?
Gary Marshall, Cleveland County.
Hold on for a second. You need to come to the mic, please. Yep, identify yourself. State your count. Mr. Barksdale?
Gary Barksdale, Cleveland County.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Gary Barksdale, Cleveland County.
Okay?
Chairman, I completely am in favor of this resolution. However, the wording of the title, we still need to make it very clear that we're not just condemning, but we are censuring. Censure is a formal legal process, and I don't agree with eliminating the word censure. I realize we cannot remove somebody from the Republican Party, but I stand firm on the wording of censure and condemn.
So if you would make a friendly amendment.
Okay, Gary Barstow, Cleveland County Chairman. I would like to make a friendly amendment to the amendment to this resolution. That the wording of the resolution states specifically that we, as the State Committee of the Republican Party, censure and condemn.
Okay, let me get clarification on how we actually proceed here. If we vote on your amendment before we vote on hers, let me get clarification, okay?
She can withdraw and I can make an
She
amendment.
withdraw, okay, I didn't realize that she withdrew, okay. All right, thank you for clarifying, I did not hear that conversation. Okay, the friendly amendment has been accepted by Faith Campbell, and so now what we have on the floor is the title change, right? Yes, is the title change. Would you please repeat, Gary, what the title change would entail, so for clarification?
Gary Barstow, Chair of Cleveland County Republican Party. And my friendly amendment to the amendment is to have the wording of this resolution to clearly state that we, as the State Committee of the Republican Party of Oklahoma, censure and condemn
Okay, is
the
everybody?
actions and wording of Leslie Osborne.
Very good.
Commissioner Labor.
And that was a friendly amendment that was accepted. And so, is there any debate on that amendment?
Our microphone's not working, but he's right here.
Oh,
I just had a point of order here. We're having all this debate.
can we as a party kick someone out of the party? Is that within the rules in an extreme case?
We've discussed that.
At this point in time, I don't think, but there is a Supreme Court ruling on the issue, and the majority was written by Scalia. But the way we've looked at it, we're not sure we have the tools to do that at this point in time. Is that fair? Okay.
Let's try it and make them kick it back.
Do what?
Let's try it and make them kick it back.
All right, I have to follow parliamentary procedure, you guys. So, you have a point of order? Okay, this one's up and we'll attack that one. So, the point that we're voting on is to change the title to include censure and also condemn to the Leslie Osborne resolution. Does everybody understand that? Yes. Okay, so the vote for everyone in favor of that motion, please say yay. Yay! Anyone opposed, say nay. Nay. Yays carry it. Motion is carried. The parliamentarian says we need to ask who said the nay.
I did. Gary Wilkers, State County.
Is that sufficient? That's sufficient. Okay. The microphone's not working over here, you guys. So this is. Oh, you got it fixed. Okay. So, what is the? Oh, okay. All right. So, are you wanting to make a statement on?
I would still like to, yes.
Mic is on. Go to the mic. Step to the mic.
Back on the main motion, which is the actual resolution. Can you include? Okay. All right. All right. So, the actual motion to condemn and also censure Leslie Osborne, our labor commissioner, is now before us. So this would actually approve this coming from the Oklahoma Republican Party, and it's a formal statement. So is there any debate on that?
Yes.
The floor recognized. Gary, state your name. Yes, sir. And speak up.
Talk in the mic.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. A number of issues I see with this. There was an amendment proposed to...
Could you get closer to the mic, please?
Sorry. Overall, I agree with the point and the purpose of this resolution, but I cannot vote for this as written, or even as amended. There are so many mistakes, so much confusing grammar. I think this needs to be rewritten and done well. I think it needs to be done well, not poorly. And I think this is poorly. For example, as given to us, it should not have had the Potawatomi County Republican Party in this thing. And it's in here twice. There was a motion to remove it once, but there's still another reference to the Potawatomi County in here. It ought to be the state committee. So, and there are a number of other things that are not clear. The title change says censure and condemn. The actual content of this never says condemn. It says oust. It's pretty close to the spell. So I don't think we have to change the name of it. That's changing the content. We need to say what it is we actually mean and make it clear.
So it looks like so we're going into debate on the main resolution copy. So yes, everyone in favor of the resolution, please line up over on my right. Anyone opposed to the resolution, please line over here to the left, please. And we will have 3 minutes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I move that we lay this on the table. Chuck Sabine, Creek County, I move that we lay this on the table.
Second.
So, all right. So we have a new motion. And Chuck, will you please repeat your motion so everyone can hear and understand what your motion is?
I move that we lay this on the table so that we can address it at a later time.
Okay, so is there a second?
I second it.
Joe, I'd come out and tell your name and,
Joe Dayton, King County, and I second the motion.
so we have a motion to, okay, this, our parliamentarian says this is not a debatable amendment, so we need to go straight to a vote on this one. Everyone in favor of tabling this motion, say yay. Yay! Everyone opposed to tabling this motion, say nay.
Nay! You're gonna have to do a count.
Okay, the parliamentarian says this is too close.
Mr. Chairman, I was Faith Campbell, Garvin County. I wanted to make a motion that we correct these errors before we leave this meeting and pass it as a proper motion.
So we need to first deal with the motion that's on the table of tabling this motion, and it was too close to call, so we're going to have a stand-up vote. All right? Do we have counters? Yes, sir.
Faith, this would be an amendment to what she has done, if she will accept it as friendly. I think we should select our vice chair and our parliamentarian to correct the grammar so we can go ahead and pass it and empower them to correct the grammar. That's my motion to amend, if you'll accept it.
I move to make a committee to do that.
Wait a minute, if we were to table it, will it be heard again today?
According to parliamentary rules, we need to take a vote, a stand-up vote, because the voice vote was too close to call. And so our original, the one we're dealing with right now, is whether to table this resolution, and that's what we're getting ready to vote on. All right? And that's not debatable. So everyone in favor, we need some.
Can we debate
hold on
this?
here.
Can we debate this?
It's not debatable.
Point of information, I just want to stress, for those who wanting to fix this today and pass it today, if we lay it on the table, we cannot do that.
I'm reluctant to take the microphone from Wayne. We have the only other, right now, there is a motion that has been seconded to lay this on the table. We need to proceed, because the vote was too close to call, with a standing vote to see whether or not that would be approved. Now, there can be a point of information, a point of order, or something along those lines. But if we're going to do a standing vote, people who are in the back, some of whom are guests, who are standing in the members area, those people need to be moved over to the other side of the door so we're not blocking it.
You need to go outside.
The people who are outside are outside.
Mr. Chairman, point of information?
Who said that word? Yes, Gary.
Gary Wilson, King County.
Step up. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
If this motion is tabled, is it allowed to bring it back yet today? Okay, I've got a different opinion on that. I'd like an official opinion for a parliamentarian.
Yes. It can be brought back today as part of new business. However, before we adjourn, it can be brought back. However, it would be brought back in its current form if it was tabled. I can't hear you. You need to speak into the microphone. and then bring it back.
He was saying that another option would be for the person who made the motion to lay it on the table is to withdraw their motion so that we can take care of this today.
So is the question, so that I can understand, can the person who made the motion to table? Bill, no, who made the motion to lay it on the table?
Chuck Sabat.
Chuck.
So
He can withdraw his motion, and we would be back to the main motion.
Chuck Sabat, Creek County, I withdraw my motion.
Motion.
Back on the main motions.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Faith Campbell, Garvin County, I make a motion that we revise the resolution and bring it back in a little while, as soon as it's remade with the corrections. And my motion includes Sarah Burnett, who was the original author of it.
Well, that came out, yeah.
I would like Sarah Burnett to help us rewrite it, and Mr. Booth.
Okay, that's not a proper motion.
Okay. Can he, Mr. Chairman, would it be proper for the gentleman, Mr. Booth, to withdraw the resolution until it's been worked on and brought back a little later today?
Yes.
Yes, that would be appropriate. We could do that.
Okay.
Yep. That would settle this today.
Chairman, I withdraw, and we would like to resubmit it as soon as we make the changes.
Okay.
Be appropriate. Thank you.
Very good. So that resolution has now been withdrawn. Sounds like they're going to rework it, and we'll revisit it here in a little while.
Mr. Chairman. Leanne Clinton, Congressional District 3 Chair. I have a resolution to recognize the election of Oklahoma Republican Congressional District 3 Vice Chairman. Whereas Oklahoma Republican Congressional District 3 held a special meeting to elect a vice chairman to represent the district in CD3 matters on December 2nd, 2023 in Fairview, Oklahoma. And whereas the special meeting was called and held in compliance with all Oklahoma GOP rules and Robert's Rules of Order, a quorum of existing members was established and the voting members present overwhelmingly elected Brian Hobbs as the vice chairman. Now therefore be it resolved that the State Committee of the Oklahoma Republican Party recognizes the election of Brian Hobbs as Vice Chairman of Congressional District 3 and directs the State Chairman to update the CD roster to reflect the said election.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? State your name and Don Warren, McIntosh County. So we have any debate on this motion? No debate, okay. So the motion before us is for the OKGOP to recognize Brian Hobbs, who was elected out of CD3, to be officially recognized as the vice chair of CD Congressional District 3. That's the motion before us. So everyone in favor of that motion, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. The motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Hobbs.
Chairman, point of information.
Yes, sir.
If we are going to be voting on a resolution that has been reworded, is there any possible way that we can use the technology so that we can see the wording of this resolution? Because I think everybody in this room agrees that Leslie Osborne is a repulsive individual.
Yeah, Garrett, it's not our lease. We didn't contract out to be able to use that, so I think we're out of luck on that one. We'd love to do it, but I don't think we have the technology or the availability of it. Not unless someone knows something differently.
Point of information.
Point of information.
It could
State
be
your name,
dropped.
please.
Linnell Medley, McIntosh County, GOP.
Yes, ma'am.
If someone wants to get that typed up, it could be dropped into one of our chats, other people could see it. Not everybody's gonna be able to, but that's the best we can do.
Okay,
Or they can just read it.
okay.
Never mind.
But it's not ready yet, though. Okay.
Gina Damaris, Grady County. I move to adopt a resolution that reads, resolution supporting national, state, and local governments refusing to enforce mandates originating from WHO pandemic agreement. Whereas WHO, World Health Organization, Constitution, Article 1, states their objective as, quote, the attainment by all peoples of the highest possible level of health, end quote, and whereas WHO Constitution Article 20 requires members to be held accountable to the WHO for following convention guidance or agreements, and whereas the WHO resolved in December 2021 to develop a legally binding, centralized, and globally uniform pandemic response, and the WHO pandemic agreement is expected to be passed in May 2024, and whereas under WHO pandemic agreement, Articles 18 and 9, pandemic-related disinformation is addressed as needing management at local, national, regional, and international levels, and authority to determine measures, procedures, or guidelines for pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response is authorized to the WHO partners under Article 16. And whereas under WHO pandemic agreement, Article 1, the WHO's definition of infodemic suggests that people exploring and or following guidance or information that is not approved by the WHO would problematically lead to a mistrust in health authorities and undermine public health and social measures. And whereas an option to WHO's A+ Article 15 gives the WHO Director General authority to declare a global pandemic, and whereas WHO Pandemic Agreement Article 1 and 5, the definition of, quote, One Health approach takes into account the health of ecosystems and calls parties to take action on climate change. And whereas under WHO Pandemic Agreement Article 21, subsidiary bodies shall be established to address such things as scientific expertise, product selection, and compliance. And whereas under WHO Pandemic Agreement Article 34, an unreasonable amount of authority is given to the depository, who is the Secretary General of the United Nations, and also raises questions about giving up USA national sovereignty to the named International Court of Justice that is set up to settle disputes. And whereas the WHO Pandemic Agreement adheres to objectionable woke ideology throughout the document, stating in their objective that they are guided by equity and that they aspire to the progressive realization of universal health coverage whereby richer countries are obligated to financially support developing countries, and that in the formulation of pandemic responses, parties must not seek the most qualified participants, but must promote equitable representation, as well as equal and meaningful participation of young people and women. And whereas the OKGOP platform states, we support the patient-doctor relationship and oppose nationalized medicine, and whereas the OKGOP platform states, we support the right of every citizen to determine if they will receive a vaccination, medication, experimental drug, or therapeutic without force of coercion. And whereas the OKGOP platform states, we oppose the World Health Organization's policies over U.S. citizens and setting precedent for the U.S. medical community. Whereas under U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, and Article 2, Sections 2 and 3, control of citizen health autonomy is an enumerated power of neither Congress nor the President, and they therefore have no power to turn citizen health autonomy over to a created global entity. Be it resolved that we, the members of OKGOP State Committee, reject the WHO Pandemic Agreement and support all national, state, and local governing bodies asserting sovereignty and refusing to enforce within their jurisdiction any mandate or measure originating from the WHO Pandemic Agreement that infringes on their citizens' personal health autonomy and or freedom of speech. Further, we condemn the enforcement by any national, state, or local governing body of any mandate or measure originating from the WHO Pandemic Agreement that infringes on citizens' individual health autonomy and or freedom of speech. And be it resolved that the OKGOP chairman will publish this resolution in PDF form on the website, issue a press release outlining it along with the other resolutions the state committee passed, and post the press release on the website with a link to the resolution PDF, and send both the press release and link to the resolution to the entire OKGOP distribution list and post on OKGOP social media channels.
So,
Point of information. I'm confused. Was that resolution on the sheet that we were handing?
no, it was not. So with new business, you can bring resolutions to the floor. As a member of this committee, an individual has a right to bring a motion to the floor, and that's what occurs then, even though it's not necessarily given to us as a body. So it's for our consideration by having the privilege of bringing it to the attention of us.
Okay, I just thought that we were supposed to follow the agenda because we voted that only things in the agenda were supposed to be.
Okay, so we are following the agenda, but it's business, so it falls under that category of new business.
Okay.
So we are following the agenda. Does that clarify your question?
Thank you.
Very good. Yes, you're welcome. So we have a second. And so in essence, let me just summarize. The World Health Organization is making a power play to take over the sovereignty of nations of the world to actually enact their authority over individual health care. And so this resolution would address that and say that we do not accept their authority over our healthcare system or our individual health rights. So in summary, that's what this resolution entails. Is that fair? A fair analogy or summary? Okay, we have a second. Do we have any debate on that resolution?
Call the previous question.
Oh, good.
State your name and...
Miles Reedy, Canadian County, and call the question. I second.
The question is... Okay, there was no debate, so we are going to move in order to vote on this resolution, okay? So everyone in accepting this resolution as stated, say yay. Yay! Everyone opposed, nay.
Nay.
The motion carries. Yes, sir.
J.R. Warren, Comanche County. I move for a resolution. Sorry about that. I move for a resolution that the cost of this route and also
Yes, speaking to the mic, JR.
Point of information, on the last resolution that was voted on and someone voted nay, we called to find out who that was. No. I don't know why we did that, but I was just wondering, were we supposed to do that each time? Because we had some names on here.
No, the reason why I was concerned with the nay on that one is because I was wanting to make sure that that quote vote was coming from the members and not from a guest, which would have been out of order. But it was coming from a member. And this time I heard where it was coming from the center section in the back, and so that's okay as well.
Does that clarify
Yes.
your question? Okay, thank you, Ray. All right, please.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
my resolution is to ensure that this meeting is paid for by our treasurer. So I make a resolution, the meeting conducted today by the OKGOP State Committee. We have met quorum, a minimum of 100 delegates under Rule 19B. Whereas the OKGOP Rule 10G states, the state chairman shall be responsible for the carrying out of the direction and resolutions of the state committee and the state conventions in accordance with these rules, and the OKGOP Rule 10B states that the state committee is the supreme Republican Party authority of the state Republican Party. Now therefore, be it resolved that the state committee of the Oklahoma GOP, that the Oklahoma GOP chairman will direct the treasurer to pay for all fees for this meeting and all incurred costs associated with this meeting.
So we have a motion on the floor.
I second Julio Camacho.
Julio.
Sequoia County. Microphone, please.
Julio, speak louder.
Julio Camacho, Sequoia County. I second this motion.
Thank you, sir. So we have a motion on the floor. And the motion is for the Oklahoma Republican Party, approved by our chair, and it's not approved by our chairman, but to tell our budget committee or our treasurer to pay for this meeting. And so this room cost us $500. And so it's a minimal amount. And so the motion on the floor is to actually have our OKGOP pay for this facility, for this meeting. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Is there any debate on that issue?
Yes.
I hear yes.
Jeremy Carter's Canadian County.
Come to the mic, please. Testing, testing. Okay, we're in debate, so if you will, sir. We're going to limit this to 3 minutes on each side. And so everyone in favor of that motion needs to line up over my right. Everyone opposed to the motion needs to line up over on my left-hand side. And so we'll start as soon as someone gets up to the mic. Mr. Timekeeper. Can you vote? Rachel? Okay, Rachel's going to be doing it for us. You are? Okay, I think we started with you last time, Jeremy, so we're going to start on the other side. Is that okay? Sure. So, we have 3 minutes for each side to debate. And so, the first debater, please step up to the mic and we can start the time clock. Rachel, if you would, please. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
J.R. Warren, Spanish County. Under the GOP rules, if the chair does not call a meeting, the vice chair has the ability to call the meeting. If there's a communication gap between the chair and the chairman, the vice chairman, then the vice chair still has that authority to call this meeting. Therefore, under our own rules, this meeting has been legally called.
Yes.
Okay, under State Party Rule 10, C meetings, I want to again follow up on 10 days written notice or electronic notice sent to all members of the said committee. The legislators were not informed of this meeting. I know it for a fact. I talked to all my legislators, including the federal delegation that represents our county. So it was not a proper call, so they shouldn't have to pay for it.
Sarah Burnett, Washington County. So, per the rules, it says that the vice chairman can call a meeting. If the chairman is unavailable, they were not able to agree. I believe that I have seen an email that was sent to all of the state committee with proof that Chairman Dahm was notified of this meeting and invited to chair it and to help call it, and that was prior to the 10 days notice requirement. I would like to mention that the vice chairman did, in that letter, which I believe everyone here should have seen, did ask the chairman to send notice to everyone. And the issue is that the chairman is withholding information from this body. He is not allowing the information that the vice chairman needs. And so the vice chairman did his best efforts to notify everyone, but I also want to further reiterate, as has been mentioned previously in this meeting, that the chairman did tell everyone that there was a meeting called. And so I would say the responsibility for notifying all the members of this committee of this call rests on the chairman, and the vice chairman did his very best due diligence, and I believe many members of this body contacted everyone we humanly knew of on this committee to ask them to be here. And so I would like to debate in favor of passing this motion, because I believe that due diligence has been done by a quorum worth of members in this room and by our vice chairman to have a proper meeting to the best of our ability.
Any debate more from this side? Okay. We have 1 minute left if you want to
McKay County. I just want us all to be intellectually honest about this. We have a rift in the party right now. We have made the best efforts that we could possibly make to do what we're doing here today. The state committee meeting in October had 126 people, and we have over 123 here today, plus almost 50 guests. So I would think that you guys would understand that we're trying to do the best thing that we can do, but whenever our chair and vice chair, or whenever our chairman refuses to speak to our vice chairman, starting out the gate after the convention, it's really difficult to communicate with everyone. We have made our best, absolute best efforts, and that's all I can say.
10 seconds, hurry.
And I just want to reiterate that an email did go out from the state chairman about this meeting. And it was sent to all. That would have been sent to all.
Elected officials' emails and information is public knowledge, so there's no reason for us not to talk. Okay. Anything else on this side? Okay. So the motion before us, debate has ended. We closed debate. The motion before us is actually a vote on if this committee approves for the OKGOP to actually pay for the facility that we are now utilizing of $500. It's not in the motion, but that's the amount. So, everyone in favor of that motion, please say yay. Yay! Any opposed? Yay. The yays carry.
Yay!
Chairman Paul Paul from Pittsburgh County. Yes, sir, you're recognized.
Proposed resolution. Whereas President Donald Trump won all 77 Oklahoma counties in 2016 and 2020, and all the precincts, I'd like to propose a resolution endorsing Donald Trump for the Republican nominee by the Oklahoma GOP. I'm not finished. Whereas President Trump's record while in office exemplifies the values of the Oklahoma GOP platform and displays his support for the fundamental Republican principles, including the right to life and liberty, promoting limited government and economic freedom, and defending our borders. Be it therefore resolved that the State Committee of the Oklahoma Republican Party, the Supreme Republican Party authority of Oklahoma, proudly endorses Donald John Trump as Republican nominee for president. The State Committee hereby directs our Oklahoma GOP State Chairman to publish this resolution on all GOP media platforms and on the Oklahoma GOP website to announce this endorsement publicly.
Yes.
As of Tuesday, January 2nd, 7 governors, 18 senators, and more than 90 House members, including the House Speaker, have announced their backing Trump in 2024, or that expressed support for his bid, even as he faces an array of criminal charges across several jurisdictions. He's won the Iowa caucus, he's won the New Hampshire caucus, and in Iowa, immigration was the top issue. In New Hampshire, the exit polls show they strongly support Trump on immigration and the economy. Our former chief of ICE said he served under 6 presidents, and not one of them has done more for our border than President Trump. Americans are taking more money home under Trump's presidency than they are right now. Inflation was under control with Trump. Manufacturing was returning under Trump. We were energy independent under Trump. There were no wars under Trump. China was in check under Trump, and we're making billions of dollars on China tariffs. Trump got the border wall almost entirely built, and the border was the most secure it ever been. Business people do not gamble their fortunes on something that is not a proven producer. Why would we bet our future on someone who's not proven, especially with the condition of our country right now? We need proven leadership to help get us out of this mess. Trump has called for the unity of the Republican Party for us to come together and to put this country back on track. We need a president who will fight for the people, not against the people. We need to send a loud message to all Oklahomans as the Oklahoma GOP with our endorsement of Donald Trump and his proven leadership.
Point of order. Jason Hardaway, Green County. Does endorsing President Trump, which I am not opposed to doing, does that violate our Rule 19J, where we require attestation of our values and our party platform?
We're seeking an opinion on this. Hold on here. Point of order over here. Someone had a point of order? Where is that coming from? Right here? Oh, yes.
Does this motion or resolution, is it to endorse President Trump violate Rule 19J?
So our parliamentarian,
unfortunately, I don't think violate is the correct term, but Rule 19J says that if a candidate for any office wants the endorsement, then they need to mark up the platform. And there's been no opportunity for that, obviously. So I don't think violate is the correct term, but it would not be in compliance with.
Point of information, could an amendment be presented that says that the endorsement is contingent on the candidate following Rule 19J?
that can be amended.
Say that again, Sarah.
So if the motion is on the floor, I would make an amendment that says that this endorsement will be contingent on President Trump completing the platform per Rule 19J.
Need a second?
I'll accept that.
Bank Campbell, Garvin County, I would like to second the motion.
Hold on here.
It's the amendment.
Mr. Palmer, you made a remark and I couldn't understand your remark. She was attempting to make a friendly amendment and I couldn't understand what you said.
I said I accept that amendment.
Okay. And one other clarification, Sarah. Sarah, the Rule 19J, it's not completing the platform, it's reading and marking up a copy.
Correct.
Okay, so I would adjust the wording to say contingent on President Trump marking a copy of the platform.
Again, I will accept that amendment to the resolution.
Okay. So we have a resolution on the floor with a amendment accepted.
And stand up for a moment.
Oh, yeah, everyone with their hands up, please go to the microphone so we can all hear you. You can also state who you are. Please. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to propose an amendment.
Gary, state your name, please.
Gary Volker, Kay County.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
On the second paragraph, it talks about...
Wait a second here. Let's let Paul hear this. Hey, Paul, your motion is being amended, so.
Go ahead.
The second paragraph, it mentions his support of the OKGOP platform and his support of fundamental Republican principles, including the right to life. And I don't believe that his view of right to life matches what is in our platform. He seems to have a fairly weak right to life. I would like to strike those words from this. Remove the words, the right to life, and.
That's been one of his statements without going. That's quoting him. quoting his words.
But his actions don't seem to match that. Other words also don't seem to match that.
We need a copy of the resolution.
We have
I read a copy of it.
Point of information,
Hold
Chair.
on here for a second.
Point of information, Chair.
Yes, sir.
Gary Barksdale, Cleveland County Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Point of information, sir.
Yes, sir.
Although I am
Is
not.
this a motion or is this a
It's
debate?
point of information, sir. It's point of
Okay,
information.
all right. I just want to clarify.
This
Thank
is a
you.
very wordy resolution with a whole bunch of errors in it. First of all, he stated that every precinct in the state of Oklahoma voted for President Donald J. Trump, and we all know that is not a factual statement. There were precincts in Oklahoma County, precincts in Tulsa, precincts in Cleveland County that did not go for President Donald J. Trump. So that's one error. The second point of information that I need to make is the statement where, and I can't quote it exactly because I don't have a copy of this, and I think the majority of the people in this body do not. Please allow me my point of information. All right, that there was also some discussion in this resolution about something that's going to affect our budget committee because of this. I would like to see our endorsement follow the procedures of what we typically do, and that endorsement occur at our convention rather than here.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to...
State your name, please.
I am Jim Mayer from Texas County.
Thank you.
Before any of you start throwing fruit, I am all for Donald Trump. But I've been on the other side of it too. As a Republican committee, we can't really take sides until the people of this state have spoken. Therefore, I propose that this amendment in its entirety be tabled.
Second that.
Okay, so we have an amendment to the resolution of Donald Trump. We're on a motion to table, and so is there, yeah, it's tabling the main motion, and that's not a debatable motion, so we're going to take a vote on tabling the original motion. So does everyone understand that? Okay, so everyone in favor of tabling the main motion, say yay. Yay! Everyone opposed, nay. Okay. It passes. It passes. It's tabled. Yep. Okay. Next item.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
Faith Campbell, Garvin County. I move to adopt a resolution which reads, whereas all registered Republicans in the state shall have the right to participate in the official affairs and governance of the Republican Party. Therefore, and whereas it is in the best interest of growing the party that it be easy for voters to find information to contact their local county Republican Party, be it resolved that each county chairman's contact information be published in images on the OKGOP website, along with any county party website or social media links. And be it resolved that the state chairman shall see that this is carried out by the OKGOP webmaster to the greatest extent possible in the next 10 days. I have also made an amendment for grammatical reasons, striking the word "the" in here. I had "the" and "there." We struck "the."
Do I have a second on that resolution? We have a second. So, do we have debate on that proposal, on that resolution? If no debate. So, the question before us is to put the information of each county, the officers of each county, on the OKGOP website, and it tells our chairman that this must be carried out within a 10-day period of time to the best of their ability, that that information is available. Does that summarize it pretty much?
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right, so does everybody understand that question? Yes, ma'am.
So is that saying that our chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer's emails and phone numbers would go on, or just the chair? And I know my treasurer doesn't want to be on there.
It's just.
Faith, what is, clarify the resolution for us.
It's just the name and contact information of the chairman of the county.
Okay. Carrie, did you, your name and everything?
No, Carrie Bertrand, Grady County.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this would be the chairman of each county, and what it is, it's a tool, so anyone that lives within that county, they know how to actually get involved in the Republican Party. In essence, is what this accomplishes. Does everybody understand that motion? Okay, so we're going, I don't hear any debate on this, so we're going to move that motion forward. Everyone in favor of putting this on the website, this information, and telling our chairman that it needs to be done within 10 days, vote yay. Everyone that's in favor, say nay. Yay. Yay. Anyone opposed, say nay.
Nay.
The yes carries it. Thank you very much. Next.
Well, I'm coming and humbly
Senator Devers.
Senator Devers, I'm Dusty Devers, before Senator, and I represent Precinct 38 in Southwest Oklahoma in Comanche County. And I'm honored to come and ask you all to pass this resolution. And it says, whereas the 2023 Oklahoma GOP platform calls for banning pornography in the family section, C7, page 5, and the education section, C10, page 11. And whereas the platform also calls for equal protection of all lives from conception and the abolition of abortion in the family section, B, addendum page 4, 2 places. And whereas the platform calls for the repeal of the income tax in the government section, taxation 8, page 15, resolved that the Oklahoma GOP State Committee support a floor debate, a Senate floor debate on Senate Bill 1796 on abolishing pornography, Senate Bill 1929 on abolishing abortion, and Senate Bill 2031 on repealing the income tax.
Abortion, pornography, and income tax. Those are the issues that would force the Senate to deal with it.
Or yes, we want a debate on the floor. I'm not saying that we force the passage, just want a
Debate on the floor that we present, come to committee and to the floor.
Yes.
Okay. So do I have a second on that motion? We have a second. Kenny Bob, will you state your name, please? We have a second. Do we have debate on that motion?
Point of information.
What's the third bill number, Senator Devers?
Senate Bill 2031.
2031. Okay. So, yes.
Norma Travelaggy, Creek County State Committee woman. I have a question on the abortion. I didn't understand what he said about the abortion.
Senator Devers, can you repeat that on the abortion?
Yes. Whereas the Oklahoma GOP platform calls for equal protection of all lives from conception and the abolition of abortion in the family section B, addendum B1 and addendum page 4.
Does that have any exceptions?
That's just what it says. I'm just reciting where it says calls for equal protection of all lives from conception and the abolition of abortion.
So if we want to move to, we have a seconded. If we want to move to debate, we can do that at this time. Is there anyone that wants to debate that motion? Second. Say it again, Faith. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, I wish to debate.
Okay.
I,
Well, wait, before we debate, let's set up the two sides and then, okay, great. All right, so we are being called for debate on this motion. Everyone,
but first, could I have a point of order.
Yes,
I have
sir.
a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. On the income tax elimination, I am a city commissioner, and so this is why I'm asking this question, because this is the only source of income cities and towns have in Oklahoma, the sales tax, period. We're not like the schools, we're not like the county. This is our sole source of income. So there would have to be a replacement, like a flat tax or something like that for us to make. No, income tax. Never mind.
Thank you. So you're not asking for debate, is that correct?
Correct.
You're not asking for debate, is that correct? Okay. All right, that's a moot point. Senator Devers, we're going to need a copy of your resolution as soon as we vote on this, okay? All right. So does everyone understand this question? What Senator Devers is proposing that we tell our legislature, our Senate, I believe, or specifically our Senate, that they want to move 3 bills forward dealing with pornography, abortion, and also elimination of the income tax. I apologize. I'm confusing the issue, aren't I? The income tax. Does everyone understand that question? Okay, so let's move that question forward. Everyone in favor of this resolution that would support Senator Devers' resolution, say yay. Yay! All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. And Senator Devers, if you would give her a copy of your all right, moving on. Next item.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, Kenny Bob Taps, Brown County. I'm here to present a resolution for the consideration of this body, sir.
Yes, sir. You're right.
Yes, this resolution was actually inspired by Senator Devers' resolution in the Senate, which condemns the actions of Senator Langford on the border deal. So the title, Resolution Condemning Senator Langford's Open Border Deal. Whereas Senator James Langford was recently working with Democrat Senator Charles Schumer on an open border deal to allow 5,000 illegal immigrants a day to enter and work in the United States. Whereas the OKGOP platform states, we support limited illegal immigration and embrace legal immigrants who choose to assimilate to our American culture, language, and values. Whereas the OKGOP platform further states, we oppose a path to citizenship that would grant citizenship to illegal aliens faster than to immigrants who have come to the United States through legal means. Whereas Senator James Langford playing fast and loose with the Democrats on our border policy not only disenfranchises legal immigrants seeking citizenship, but it also puts the safety and the security of Americans in great danger. Whereas Senator Langford has taken an oath to support and defend the United States Constitution, which says in Article 4, Section 4, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. Whereas authorizing several thousand people to invade our borders before any action can be taken is contrary to the oath that Senator Langford took to the Constitution, and therefore outside of this area that he authorized to negotiate in. Be it resolved that the OKGOP strongly condemns the actions of Senator James Langford and calls upon him to cease and desist jeopardizing the security and liberty of the people of Oklahoma and of these United States. Be it resolved that until Senator Langford ceases from these actions, the Oklahoma Republican Party will seize all support for him. Be it resolved that the OKGOP chairman will publish this resolution in PDF form on the website, issue a press release outlining the resolutions the state committee passed, and post the press release on the website, which will link to the resolution in PDF. And send both the press release and link to the resolution to the entire OKGOP distribution list and post on OKGOP social media channels. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.
I second that.
Nathan Volker.
Who is that?
Linnell
Second that.
Medley, McIntosh County, GOP.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Is there any debate on that motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Where, Kevin, state your name.
Larry Watson, Texas County.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate.
Well, wait a second, are you wanting to debate, Larry? Is that what you're wanting to do, or is this a point?
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to postpone indefinitely a vote on this, or to table it. And here's why. Currently, right now, Mr. Langford has appeared to have walked away. Okay. Okay. I'd like to make a motion to table this.
Or you can debate it.
A motion to table. Okay. Is there a second?
I second it.
State your name, please.
Heisler, Noble County.
Say it louder.
Lorna Smith Heisler, Noble County.
Thank you. Yep. Okay, it's not debatable. So what we have on the table, or in front of the body, is a motion to table Kenny Bob Tapp's resolution on Senator Langford. So does everyone understand this would stop that motion from coming forward?
Mr. Chairman, can I have a point of information?
Yes, sir, Larry.
It appears that right now that Mr. Langford has walked away from these conversations.
No, wait a second, what was that?
That's debate.
Yeah, that's argument, that would be in debate. And this issue, by our parliamentarians telling me that revoking we have to move forward on just voting on your resolution, or your amendment, I mean. That's not debatable, unless you withdraw it.
Okay, so kind of new to all this. So I guess point of question. If I withdraw my motion, can I give information and then recall my motion? Or is that debate?
Well, it's debate, but can he then table it?
Okay, you may have heard that, but let me repeat it so everyone else can hear it. So if you withdraw your motion, we have to go back to the original resolution, which was Kenny Bob Tapp's, and then we would want to debate that. At that point in time, we can open it up for debate.
So I will withdraw my motion to table, and I would entertain a debate on this.
Okay, very good, sir. We can do that. We can move forward. Okay, so we did have a second on Kenny Bob Tapp's. We can move to debate. So everyone, I guess, in favor, let's change sides this time. Everyone in favor on my left-hand side, and everyone opposed on the right over here, please. And then everybody get in place, and then we'll start the clock. Everyone that is in favor of Mr. Tapp's resolution over here on my left-hand side, everyone opposed on my right-hand side over where Larry is, please.
Norma, she's not seeing, but she's
You ready, Rachel? Okay. Larry, would you like to open up debate for us, sir?
Mr. Tapp, I would like for you to consider withdrawing this resolution on the following reasons. Number one, it appears that Mr. Langford has walked away from those conversations. Number two, I know that we are close neighbors, and while I agree with the premise of this, and that our particular panhandle area is deeply impacted by this, I believe at the federal level, let this get worked out. If there are decisions made at the federal level, then I would be in 100% of support of condemning that. But my gut tells me is to let Mr. Langford work out the best of his ability what he can do to protect this. I don't have much faith in it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just very simply articulating. We'll let the process play out before we actually issue this resolution.
Everybody would just allow respect for the speaker, please.
I have a point of information germane to the nature of the debate.
Yes. Miles, state your name, please, sir.
Miles Raymond, Canadian County. My point of information germane to the debate. Is the resolution drafted contingent on actual text from a bill that is being proposed, or rather legacy media's reporting of a ghost in the ether?
Yeah,
I'd like to know.
That's a question. Yes, that's a question to Kenny Bobcat. That, my parliamentarian says that's inappropriate, Miles.
Based on what?
So the debate is point of information. Okay. I'm going to give a parliamentary lesson. A point of information of this nature or a question is about the process of the procedure. What Mr. Rahimi just attempted to do is ask a question of the author, and during the debate, that is not allowed.
I should say that. Sorry.
I would like to make a motion to amend the resolution that Kenny has brought up and to replace with my resolution, which will support, but it's contingent upon the deal coming out as it's been leaked and reported. And I would be willing to read that resolution if I'm given the opportunity.
Okay. Technically, in the middle of debate, Kenny Bob, that would have to be an amendment, and you would have to accept it. Debate continues. There, all right. Jeremy.
Jeremy Carnes, Canadian County Republican Chairman. I'm against this resolution because just 2 weeks ago this information came out on Fox News but from another source. We can't even verify it with Senator Langford yet. I think that we're just reacting out of emotion and we should not vote for this at this time.
Thank you, sir.
So I made a motion to amend, and it's probably good if I read what I'm making a motion to amend upon.
Point of order, are we still not in debate?
Yeah, my parliamentarian says we're still in debate. Okay, when the debate closes, the parliamentarian says you make that, read that for clarity.
Okay, I'm going to just debate then.
Okay.
I would debate that should someone come after this vote, if it passes, that we could amend a section to say the following, that would make Kenny Bob's resolution contingent upon the passage, and that resolution, if someone were to amend, would say something to this effect. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Oklahoma State Senate, or by, sorry, not by the State Senate, but by the Oklahoma Republican State Committee, there we go, that it condemns Senator James Langford if, and to the extent that he strikes any deal, and add that to his resolution.
That's a friendly amendment, correct?
That would be, if it passed, I just want to go according to the rules.
Yes. Mr. Taft says he is happy to accept that amendment.
I'll second. Point of order, we are still in debate as I understand it, correct?
Yeah, yes, we are, yep. So,
as a
hold on there, hold on a second. Let me get a decision here. How much time we have, Rachel? Okay, we're still in debate.
Larry Watson, Texas County, if we're still in debate. I'm somewhat a little bit opposed to this wording, because what we're going to do then, if any deal is reached, we're going to still censure and or condemn it. And I'm just not comfortable with the idea of not letting some of this play out before we actually take official action.
It's played out.
Thank you, sir. The floor recognizes.
I'm Aya Kelly from Logan County. I just want to know at what point are the people of Oklahoma going to stand up to people who are not voting and not going with the wishes of their constituents of this state? If this was a first infraction, it might be different. But this has been going on for years and years and years with this particular person. So we'll keep getting chances and it keeps happening.
We've got to put pressure to be heard because they'll to run over you as like
Larry Watson, Texas County, to quote the great theologian D. Snyder, we're not going to take it. I get that. My concern is that how do we appropriately do this when the process is still ongoing? Can we not send a directive from the Oklahoma GOP to Mr. Langford? Or is that not even, I mean, I'm just curious that I would.
Julio Camacho, Sequoia County. You know, no, that is not the first time that he do that. And enough is enough. We need to draw the line. I was the one who put his signs in the streets and no door because he promised things to us that he is not fulfilling right now. And it's time to send this message to all the senators and House representatives that lied to us. Because they told to us that they would do this and this and would agree with us, our rights, our values, and they are not good. It's time to make them stop it, and if we need to take them out, we'll do it. Thank you.
45 seconds over here.
Point of order.
Point of order. Yes, sir.
For debate,
State your name.
Paul Kozlowski, Logan County.
Thank you, sir.
For debate, the person who started the debate needs to move back to the end of the line and let the other people who can't be debating.
That was not, our parliamentarian says that's not a point of order. So you can ask the parliamentary inquiry.
Parliamentary inquiry. The person that started the debate should allow, other people should be allowed to debate the question.
So if they wave to him or yield to him, technically you're right, but if they yield to him, he can have the floor. If they yield.
All right.
Secretary Taft, Creek County, I would like to make a motion that the resolution title read, resolution censure.
Well, we're still debating, Sherry. After the debate is concluded, yes.
Gary Bartow, Cleveland County Chairman.
Yes, sir, Gary.
We can hold the senator to account without a formal censure, and I would like to see us hold this man to account from this body without a formal censure.
Daphne Coldiron, Noble County Vice Chair, would like to urge this body to use every means possible to send a message. This senator does not listen to phone calls, emails. We have urged him. I have called him personally. He does not listen. We need to up the ante. We need to use every disposable option to make him listen. Not after it's passed. Not after the damage is done. Now.
Is that like anyone over here? Okay. time's expired. And no one's over here tomorrow, y'all are the mic. That debate concludes. Kenny Bob, you accept the friendly motion or amendment from Senator Evers, is that correct?
Yes, and, you want me to read that motion, or Senator Evers?
Yeah, for clarification, yeah, so it's not debatable, right, John? Yeah, it's not debatable, so it's gonna be.
So on my, first, be it resolved that the OKGOP strongly condemns where I have the actions, we cross the actions. So strongly condemns Senator James Langford, and this is where Senator Beaver's amendment comes in. Quote, if and to the extent that we continue these actions, and, unquote, calls upon him to cease and desist jeopardizing the security and liberty of the people and of the United States.
Everyone understand that motion? All right, we're going to now vote on that motion. So everyone in favor of this motion? Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a motion on the title, but instead of saying condemn, just say censure, or add both, have censure and condemn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would accept.
Okay, so the motion, the friendly motion has been made to add censure and condemn to this resolution, and the author has accepted it. So before us, we have a censure and condemning the acts of Senator Langford, contingent on what Senator Evers stated and Kenny Bob have read. Everyone in favor of this point of order. Yeah, that was withdrawn. Yeah. So, we good to go. Okay, so the motion is to accept App's motion of censuring and condemning the actions based on Senator Deaver's new language. Everyone in favor of this resolution, yay, say yay. Yay! Everyone opposed, nay. Nay. Motion carries. Next business.
Real quickly, you don't know how powerful this is going to be. I've had the most powerful people in the various immigration policy calling for me to write the resolution and go forward, but what you've done is far more powerful than what I can do.
Sarah Burnett, Washington County. I make a motion to adopt a resolution addressing the OKGOP 2024 state convention election processes. I will read it. It's a page and a half, and everyone should have a copy on your tables in the stapled packet. Whereas per OKGOP Rule 3A, all qualified voters of the state who are registered Republicans shall have the right to participate in the official affairs and governance of the Republican Party, and that such right shall be sacred and inviolate. Whereas at the 2023 OKGOP convention, the number of credentialed delegates and guests on the floor was unknown at any time. There was lack of sufficient staffing at the doors and inconsistent scanning processes. Whereas computer issues and display issues made it difficult for delegates on the floor to observe the process of tallying the election. Whereas per OKGOP Rule 10A, the state committee is the supreme Republican Party authority of the state Republican Party. Now therefore be it resolved by the state committee of the OKGOP that 1, information shall be distributed no later than April 1st, 2024 to all the delegates of the state convention, including the registration deadline and the full registration and credentials process for the 2024 state convention. 2, the Credentials Committee will do everything in their power to seat every delegate who follows the process that has been distributed per OKGOP Rule 3A. 3, no minutes will be required of any county to participate in the convention or to credential and or register their delegates. 4, the convention area will be monitored with volunteers at the doors to monitor the entrance, exit of delegates and guests. Every attempt will be made to secure a venue with bathrooms inside the convention area. 5, only qualified delegates will be allowed on the convention floor, and guests will be restricted to the guest area. 6, photo IDs and badges will be checked at doors, and entrance or exit of any delegate will be notated. Once a person exits the convention area, they will not be let back inside without proper identification and note on the credentialed delegate list of their entrance. 7, delegates will be advised of all proposed convention rules ahead of the convention. 8, multi-day credentials report will follow the process outlined in Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised 5924. 9, the tally spreadsheet with all algorithms will be sent to all delegates before the convention to review, and during the elections, the tally process will be displayed so all delegates can see it at all times. 10, each candidate will be allowed up to 2 ballot watchers who will be allowed to review the spreadsheet and algorithms immediately prior to the election beginning and will be on stage to observe the tally process. Each candidate may also have up to 2 ballot watchers to observe the count of all counties that are over 75 credentialed delegates. 11, directly prior to each vote, the county chairman will count the ballots in front of their county delegation and then distribute the ballots. After delegates have voted, the county chairman will collect the filled out ballots, count the votes in front of their county delegation, and announce the total for each candidate to their county delegation. 12, the convention will be live streamed on the OKGOP Facebook page and open to any guests who would like to attend and observe in the guest area. 13, the state convention credentials chairman will be someone that the state committee has confidence in and is of the highest integrity. Now therefore be it resolved by the state committee of the OKGOP that the OKGOP chairman will publish this resolution in PDF form on the website, issuing a press release outlining the resolutions the state committee passed, and post a press release on the website with a link to the resolution PDF, and send both the press release and link to the resolution to the entire OKGOP distribution list, and post on the OKGOP social media channels.
I'll second that. Don Warren, McIntosh County.
We have a second. So, to summarize, it's to tighten up the security of our convention. That's primarily what it entails, with all the caveats that Sarah just articulated. Is there any debate on this resolution?
I would like to debate.
You would like to debate?
I just want to mention the important...
The debate hasn't come from the other side, our parliamentarians.
Sarah is on.
Mr. Myers?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Jim Mayer from Texas County.
Yes, sir.
I would like to propose a friendly amendment, basically in the form of some clerical stuff there. I believe you got it wrong here where you say the Oklahoma GOP Rule 10A. I believe you mean it's 10B.
You are correct.
10A is the composition and election of this state committee. The 10B is its authority and duties, which incidentally, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, say this state committee is the supreme Republican authority of the state Republican Party, and the rest of it is subject to these rules and the state and the direction and control of the state convention. The delegates at the convention is the top dog, the stud duck in this state. It's all down. Anyway, we're just under. So, and if I might add also, at the end, there is state committees outlined in these rules that is in charge of the convention. If you're going to let anybody know, for heaven's sakes, let them committee people know it's on there. If we could add that somehow. So.
Can you restate that?
Just summarize.
You're just wrong.
Like I say, the 10A should be changed to 10B. On the end there, I would just say and the 3 committee chairmen outlined in the rules overseeing the convention.
Okay, I accept that.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Sorry, Chairman, we had a second, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, is there any debate on this motion?
Yes.
Well, you know, he was offering a friendly amendment, and she accepted. So, oh, I'm sorry, Kate. I'm sorry, sir. Please.
Casey Woolley, Vice Chairman.
Are you debating, or are you, if you...
I'm proposing a friendly amendment.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So on number 12 here, where it says the convention will be live streamed on the OKGOP Facebook page, while I am all for the transparency of that, my concern is that if we let that go as stands, that means that if the live stream crashed, we would have to stop immediately. Would you be open to either removing that portion or saying live stream or posting?
I believe it's important that it happen live, but
But do you want to have to stop in the middle of a convention because the website crashes?
I believe there should be 5 iPhones that should be able to stream at any given, I mean, there's 100 iPhones in this room that could stream.
So if Facebook crashed, you're okay with the convention stopping immediately?
I guess I'm not following. This says will be live streamed. It doesn't say that we have to stop the convention if an act of God. Do you want, I could add an amendment that says unless there is an act of God voted on by the convention that makes it too difficult to live stream.
Would you be willing to accept or post it immediately afterwards, after where it says live stream?
The point is that a lot of people watch it, like it was live streamed last time, and a lot of people watch it live, and so I think the transparency is important.
I agree. I support the transparency. I'm all for it being posted. My only concern is that people make 3-hour drives and then something technical happens and then we have to stop.
So I would like to use the verbiage act of God. I believe that's the verbiage, or force majeure, some sort of binding contract language that would be strong enough that it can't just be somebody forgot a charger.
I don't know that act of God is the proper term, but I don't know that I have a better one.
I think force majeure is the proper term.
Facebook on that?
That's probably right.
So force majeure is basically an act like like the pandemics under contract terms are deemed a force majeure.
Facebook going out is force majeure in your name.
Yes.
Would you support a addition to line 12 that says, in the event of technical issues, video shall be posted immediately
So
after?
here's my issue.
Point of order, they need to be addressing the chair. That's the discussion they have.
That's true. And also from the visitor section,
I would appreciate no one speaking. You're not a part of the body, not to be rude, but that from the visitor section, please. Okay, Casey. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir.
So I would like to propose a addition to number 12 that states, in the event of technical issues, the convention shall carry on but be posted at a later time.
So is that a friendly amendment?
Yes.
Okay.
I would accept it to say, in the event of technical issues outside the control of convention.
I would support that.
Okay. Good. All right. I'm not going to summarize that. So, let's see here. Yep. Do we have debate on this resolution? I see no one that's willing to debate. So the resolution, as Ms. Burnett proposed, is tightening up the state convention where there's more security. We're making sure that the delegates are the appropriate people on the floor voting. And so we're not mixing visitors and when they leave and come, we know exactly, we look at their badges, etc. It's just tightening up everything, which is making it more secure. That's basically the resolution before us.
Can I get a clarification?
Yes, sir.
Tom Moss, McLean County. On point number 11, are you saying that only the county chairman can count the votes and validate them, or can they assign delegates?
The number 11 was written with the intent that the county chairman would oversee the count of the county's votes.
Does that answer your question, Paul?
It says will count.
It says will count. Okay, you want to offer a friendly amendment, Paul? Okay, please come forward and offer your friendly amendment.
Paul Moss, McLean County. I'd like to offer a friendly amendment to point number 11 to basically state that the county chairman will be able to assign one or more delegates to count and to validate the count.
The county chairman will assign one or more delegates to assist in the counting.
Yes, and also for validation. Sometimes in our county, we assign people to validate the review.
I'll read it back. Directly prior to each vote. Okay, I'm going to read this and tell me if this works. Directly prior to each vote, the county chairman will assign one or more delegates to assist and validate the counting of the ballots in front of their county delegation, and then distribute the ballots after delegates have voted. The county chairman will assign one or more delegates to assist and validate collecting the filled out ballots, counting the votes in front of their county delegation, and announce the total for each candidate to their county delegation.
I'm fine. Thank you. Okay, that's been accepted. Okay, any other friendly amendments or anything? Okay, so we have on the floor Sarah's resolution. So everyone in favor of this resolution, vote yea. Everyone opposed, nay. Everyone in favor? Yay! Any opposing? Motion carries.
Yes, sir. Spencer Housley, McLean County. Point of inquiry. Has Chairman Dom created or published the minutes from our last state meeting?
No.
Do we know why he hasn't done that?
No.
Okay. So I have a resolution, move to adopt a resolution to give him a friendly reminder about that. It's called Resolution Concerning Minutes of State Committee Meetings. Whereas Robert's Rules of Order 4733 states that minutes from the meetings are to be made available to members upon request. Whereas the same rule states that the Secretary maintain a record of bylaws, special rules of order, standing rules, and minutes. Whereas it is common practice of successful organizations to ensure timely dissemination of important information. Whereas the rules of the Oklahoma Republican Party state in Rule 10B that the state committee is the supreme authority of the Oklahoma Republican Party. Be it resolved that in an effort to prioritize efficient communication and transparency, the meeting minutes of each state committee meeting be sent to the email addresses of every county chairman within 10 business days of the respective meeting. This practice will not only ensure that all counties are properly informed of key discussions and decisions, but also contribute to a more informed and engaged party. So be it resolved.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second, Larry Watson, Texas County.
Did you get that? Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Is there any debate? Okay, I see no one stepping up to the line. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hi, Suzanne Beckstrom. I'd like to make a friendly amendment. Cherokee County, Vice Chair. If those minutes could go to the Vice Chair and State Committee members as well.
Yes.
The friendly amendment is accepted by Mr. Housley. Okay, so any debate? All right, so we have a motion on the floor for our chairman to publish and send to the chair, vice chair, and state committee people the minutes within a 10-day period of time. Does everyone understand the motion?
Yes.
All right, so, yes, ma'am. Point of information.
Do those minutes include attachments with all of the resolutions that have been passed? Will that include all
They
of
should,
them?
because that's a, yes ma'am, that should be a part of the minutes, yes ma'am. Leanne, did you state your name?
I'm sorry, Leanne Clinton, CD3 chair.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, so we have a motion on the floor. I've stated it already. Everyone in favor of the motion, say yay. Yay! Anyone opposed? Nay. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
Lindsay Ruth, Potawatomi County.
Yes, sir.
Vice Chair. We'd like to, we just cleaned up what we had before, and we'd like to represent the resolution.
Yes, sir.
Resolution, I'm sorry we don't have copies out yet, but we've got a copy in the secretary. I'll read it, and it's pretty simplified. Resolution to censure Leslie Osborne in condemnation of her actions. Whereas the 2023 Oklahoma GOP platform states, we believe parents must maintain their right and responsibility to educate their children regarding sexuality and sexual conduct. Whereas the 2023 Oklahoma GOP platform states, we support protecting the integrity of the Republican primary election of requiring a closed primary system in Oklahoma. Whereas Oklahoma Labor Commissioner Leslie Osborne participated as chairman of honestlyokc.org in producing explicit materials for the distribution to children. Whereas Labor Commissioner Osborne promotes open primaries in Oklahoma. Whereas these actions are repugnant to and in direct opposition to the 2023 Oklahoma GOP platform. Be it known to all, the Oklahoma Republican Party officially censors Commissioner Leslie Osborne and condemns her actions. Be it resolved that the Oklahoma GOP chairman will publish this resolution in PDF form on the website, issue a press release outlining the resolutions the state committee passed, and post the press release on the website with a link to the resolution PDF, and send both the press release and link to the resolution to the entire OKGOP distribution list and post on OKGOP social media channels.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second.
State your name, please.
Jason Hartwell, Green County.
Got it? Okay. We have a resolution. You have a point required?
I would like to propose a friendly amendment.
Yes, sir.
I would like to propose that we reintroduce the word expel. I know that that's probably a little bit contentious. However, I would rather swing for the fences. Let's try to expel her and make her fight us.
Okay, so we have a friendly amendment to your proposal. Mr. Ruth?
Point of information, how would we expel her? I think that was what the biggest problem was.
Yeah, that's a rules question.
So I reviewed this in advance and had concerns about what it means to, quote, expel, or I've seen past versions of this which have said remove from the party. I think there needs to be clarification from the authors as to what the party is. The rules of the state GOP do have a procedure for removing someone from the party apparatus. For example, because she is a Republican office holder, she is a member of this body, and there is a provision to remove her from this body. But the issue and concern would be, we can't go to the election board and say, this person can't be registered as a Republican for voting purposes. I don't think that that's within the authority of our state party rules. But it is within the authority to have her removed from this committee. And there is a procedure for that in Rule 19. So that's kind of where I see this. And if we put the word expel in there, to me, it's a little too generic. So we need to be specific with what we're meaning with that term.
Okay, then I would like to change my friendly amendment proposition to be that we censure and remove Leslie Osborne from the state GOP committee.
Hold on here. We have Windsor.
I think the only thing, based on the procedure that is outlined in Rule 19, is that this committee can resolve to begin that process of removing her, because there is a notice provision, and she was not provided notice.
Okay, so in order to do that, my understanding is that we could start initiating the process, but we have to give them, anyone to remove them, maybe we have to give 10 days notice, so that would come at another meeting, but it would start the process.
I'll accept that as bill vote.
I do not want to accept that friendly amendment. I prefer this to rule as written.
Withdraw.
Call a vote.
Are we wanting to debate this issue?
Yes, he withdrew.
Okay. So Mr. Casey withdrew his friendly amendment, and so we're back on, does anyone want to debate this issue?
Yes.
Okay, they want to debate, so we each get 3 minutes. Everyone that is in favor of hold on. Oh, okay. Is there someone that wants to oppose? I didn't hear that. Okay, all right. We do have a motion to oppose this amendment or this resolution and debate it. So everyone that is in favor of this resolution, please line up on my right-hand side. Everyone who is opposed to this resolution, line up on the left-hand side. So Brian, Casey, did you hear as far as which side? If you're opposed to the amendment, to the resolution, you're on this side. If you're in favor of it, over on the right side. Mr. Carnes, start our debate.
Mr. Chairman?
Hold on. Yes, sir?
Is it too late to propose a friendly amendment?
Yeah, we're already into the debate. Very sorry. Okay, Mr. Carnes, sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to share my story on this. The county chairs were asked first to sign on to this, and we did not. The issue was, I was told by people, and I asked for proof of this. I said, okay. They said this was being distributed to children in kindergarten through 6th grade. And I said, well, where was that distributed? And the lady that I talked to for Oklahoma County said, well, let me put you on with Casey. He's the one who's kind of headed it up. So I talked to Casey, and I asked him. He didn't know, so he got back to me, and he said that this book was supposedly only shown to one teacher at a private school, and she was fired from it. So no kids have seen this book, and if it was true, then why would, this would be a job for our state superintendent, Ron Walters, to get on this if there's stuff about the kids in schools. So that's my only concern. I don't think we had enough information to totally shoot this whole thing down. There may be some things in there that are valid, but that, to me, is the main thing I'm arguing.
Thank you, sir.
While it is true that it may or may not be true whether or not it's been distributed to the children or not, but a couple things are 100% verifiable true. She was the leader of that board that published that coloring book. And for her to be involved in that is completely antithetical to this body and our platform and what we stand for.
I'm going to over here to Mark for the opposing view, so Gary Barksdale, Cleveland County Chairman.
Regardless of who it was shown to, and I would love to see the opportunity to give a friendly amendment to this, but I cannot. But it needs to be made clear. She used her position as the Commissioner of Labor and stated in this publication that she is an elected member of the Republican Party. She stated in this publication, it's published right there, Leslie Osborne, Oklahoma Commissioner of Labor. So she signed on to this document as an elected official. So regardless to whom this was shown, this is repulsive. And I would like to say that you're not going to censure and condemn her actions, but I want to censure and condemn her. She's a repulsive individual, and I think we all agreed on that.
I'd like to say for those of
State
you
your name, Kathy.
I'm sorry, Kathy Connor and Oklahoma County Vice Chair. I'd like everybody to know that I just pulled this up on the internet that quickly. The site is called Honesty Coloring Book. It's for sale on Amazon. All right? And if you want to look at it, just pull it up because you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about.
Thank you. Mr. Hobbs.
Brian Hobbs, K County. I just want to say to the gentleman's point that regardless of whether it was shown to people, that was the intent. You don't create children's coloring books not to show them to children. So regardless of who it was distributed to, the creation of said material was with the intent to go to children, period. Not to mention the open primary thing.
We have 46 seconds. We're good, all right. So, you know the motion on the floor. It is to censure our labor commissioner for her activity at the coloring book. Everyone in favor of censure or the favor of the motion, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. Nay. The motion carries. Next item. Thank you for rewarding that, Mr. Ruth. Thank you, sir.
Tuxtla Creek County, I move that we approve resolution which reads, whereas the OKGOP rules allow for the county chairman, county vice chairman, and each county's 2 state committee members to be members of the state committee, whereas the OKGOP rules allow for 2 alternates from each county in the OKGOP to represent in the absence of a member of the county state committee delegation. Whereas OKGOP Rule 6B2 and Rule 6F state that the roster should be maintained by the county chairman and filed with the state chairman, and whereas OKGOP Rule 6F states that such roster shall constitute the membership of said committees for purposes of this rule, be it therefore resolved that the county chairman's roster shall be deemed sufficient for the state committee to credential any of the members listed. County chairman, county vice chairman, state committee member, or alternate. There's evidently been a little bit of misunderstanding on the interpretation, where we might need to send some minutes to the chairman. That's what this is for.
J.R. Warren, Comanche County, I second that motion.
Very good. So we have a motion that in essence would say that the chairman or the vice chairman's word to the state body would be sufficient for them to be an alternate to this body.
Correct.
That is correct. Okay. So is there debate on that issue? Okay. I don't hear anyone opposing it. So I just articulated what the resolution was. Everyone in favor of that resolution, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a motion. My name is Patty Meyer from King County. Since we've had some discussion about not getting minutes.
Everybody?
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Patty Meyer, King County. I'd like to make a motion, as I was saying, since there's been some questions about not receiving the minutes. Today we have voted in favor of some action items. And part of those resolutions were to have them press releases and to have them put on the website. I'd like to make a motion that we, as the chair of the convention, could you see to it that that information is posted within a 10-day period.
So, so me being the acting chair of this committee, the chairman's not present, and that would fall under the purview of him, and I don't have access to those sites that are requested.
Is there a communication director at the party or someone that you go to?
Sorry.
She can try to direct the executive director. That would be the only thing besides chair.
We do have an executive director, and parliamentarian, Jonathan said you could direct that towards the executive director as the falling under their responsibility.
Okay.
Is that correct? Okay.
Can I change the motion? Or
Yes, ma'am. Please, you state it.
All right, I move that we ask the executive director of Oklahoma GOP to post on our website and to notify the press releases as we voted on today within a 10-day period.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? What? Who said that? Dr. Aaron Means, seconded, Payne County. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor for all this information to be posted on the OKGOP website. Any debate on that issue? Okay, I see none. Oh, hold on. Oh, there's somebody.
Vice Chair, I'd like to offer a friendly amendment, direct the state chairman and...
Raise your mic up.
Raise your mic up. To have the state chair and/or the executive director put down.
Okay, the friendly amendment is for the responsibility to the state chair and also the executive director. And or, yes. And that was accepted as a friendly amendment. You okay with that? Good. All right, do we have any debate on that?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Connor? Okay, we have an individual that would like to debate, Ms. Connor. So everyone that is, are you opposed?
No, not opposed, but I want to clarify. Because if the executive director does not distribute, okay, what is the next step? If we really want this
So
information,
you have a friendly amendment then?
I have a friendly
Okay,
amendment.
all right, a friendly amendment.
That we add someone, who do we add? That we could actually have as a backup to the executive director, the secretary, okay? All right, I'll make a friendly
That also
amendment
means
that
pretty
we
much
add
the
the
only people.
secretary to the motion.
Do you accept that? Okay. All right, so there's a friendly amendment to add the secretary to and or of those three individuals. The chair, the also executive director, and the secretary. To actually get these done within a 10-day period of time. Do we have debate on? Okay, people are coming down. No? No? No. Yes, we did. Ms. Belcher.
Janet Belcher, Cleveland County, not really a debate, I have a point of information. Grady County, sorry. Anyway, we can't force someone who's not physically here to do their job if they didn't even come here to do their job. So could we not, as a body, say that we will disseminate at least amongst ourselves through our current secretary and vice chair, or the chair of this committee, who happens to be the vice chair of the state?
So are you offering a friendly amendment?
Friendly amendment that those of us who are physically here would make sure that it's distributed at least amongst us as a part of this meeting, and then also ask them to distribute it to the whole state like they're supposed to.
Okay, so I just want a point of clarification, and you're asking our secretary here
Right,
to
to
actually
also-
distribute it to the, yes, okay. She
Those
doesn't
of
have, she doesn't have the authority to do that.
Well, we're asking for that authority.
Okay,
by-
I would have some authority depending, or Jonathan says I would have some authority depending on how, but I don't have access to any official website or email with our OKGOP. I don't have that. I don't have that.
Point of clarification, all of us who are here were credentialed by someone, and someone has all of our information, or we wouldn't be here right now. So could this body at least receive the minutes from this meeting distributed to the body that was here? Because we're the ones here doing business today, and so we should at least receive it. If the other people aren't going to do their job to distribute it to everyone else who wasn't here today, we should at least have copies of it for ourselves.
So the only suggestion that and I'm not trying to make argument here, but I'm trying to clarify your
Right,
point.
I'm just kind of curious on
Is that the vice chair can be directed to send an email to the same list in the method of which the call was made, that the minutes from this meeting can be distributed accordingly, in the same method the call was made. That is the only real answer to that question, because the vice chairman does not have access to the same software and other things that the state chairman and the executive director and the secretary, who is an appointed official, has. So that would be the only way that it could be done. And that would have to be what the friendly amendment is.
So to clarify that, when you dial, would have to send it, when she sends it to the other individuals, no, go directly to me first. When she sends it to the secretary or chairman.
The thing is that from their point is the absence of the executive director, chairman, secretary, we're all not here. If they don't do it, then it becomes something we should do it in the method of which the call was made.
Did you hear that, Janet?
I did, but the body did not hear that. If you could
Okay,
repeat
so-
that with the microphone, I'd appreciate it.
So the suggestion is that if the chairman, the executive director, the secretary fail to, within 10 days, then it becomes incumbent on the vice chair to distribute the minutes and the same information via email in the same way the call was distributed.
Are you good with that wording?
That is acceptable, thank you.
Okay, are you acceptable to that friendly amendment?
Mr. Chairman, could we vote on my original one and then put out the second motion to pick up the changes?
So Patty, you're saying you do not accept that friendly amendment? Okay. You want to accept it separate, another motion? Okay, so, Janet, if you want to make that motion after we vote on this one, we can.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Larry Murray, Chairman of Washington County. I'm just wondering, would it make sense to direct Chairman Baum to give you access to
It would have to be a motion, okay? So if you want to present, after we take care of this motion, we can entertain that motion. Is that fair? Okay. All right, so we have a motion here, the original motion, and is there debate on that? No debate? Okay. So we have a motion that these proceedings with the resolutions be our chairman and/or executive director and secretary be responsible to get this information out within a 10-day period of time to the body. Is that correct? Okay. So we're going to vote on that now. Everyone in favor of that motion, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay? Motion carries.
I would like to make a motion, Jana Belcher with Grady County.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a motion that the minutes from this meeting be distributed to those who are in attendance in the case that the chairman or the other people that were just mentioned do not disseminate that information through the website, that we would disseminate that information in the way that the call was made for us to be here to begin with.
Okay, Wendy, did you get that?
Sorry if I need to edit.
It's being taped also, so we can pick it up and repeat it one
Okay,
more
I want to
time.
make a motion that in the case that the information from this meeting, the minutes and all the resolutions do not get published through the motion that we just passed, that the permission be given to our vice chair, who also chaired this committee, and or the secretary here distribute that information to this body, this committee.
Okay, do I have a second on that motion?
J.R. Warren, Comanche County, I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion forward. All right, do we have debate on that
I'd like to
motion?
offer a friendly amendment.
Yes, sir.
Nathan Volkers, K County, that we add the following sentence. Resolved, the vice chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party shall also have access to our account of the Nation Builder software made available to him to communicate with state committee members.
Okay, Nathan, I've been told that that has to be Nathan, that has to be a separate motion outside of this. This one is what I've been told. Okay, so save that one and let's get this one resolved, and then we can work towards another one. Who was that? Oh, that was Jen. No, it wasn't Jen.
I motion and he seconded.
Okay, did you get that, Wendy? Jenna Belcher? Yes. What county?
Grady County.
Grady County, yeah. And then Nathan, yeah, he seconded it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. JR seconded it, I apologize, yes. Okay, any debate on that motion? I don't see anybody coming forward. Okay, so the motion we have is if our chair or our secretary or executive director do not carry through on this 10-day period of posting this, then it falls upon me that I can distribute it to this body based on the call that was made. Does that pretty much summarize it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, everyone in favor of that motion, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, now, moving on. Nathan.
Stephanie Christensen.
Oh,
from
yes,
Garden
I'm
County.
sorry.
That's okay. I have a point of order. What happens to the fact that we didn't approve last minutes? Can they then go to special committee because they weren't approved here at this time?
That's a rules question.
Clarify.
So it says that whenever meetings are not approved at the next meeting, that they can go to special committee or an executive board if you're required to approve those minutes.
Ma'am, what are you reading from, please?
Well, do I have a question?
It said, you were saying it says this, and I'm like,
Okay.
what's the source?
This was just what I pointed, let me explain to you why I said this.
Robert's Rules of Order, or is it our state Republican?
I am not sure. I am asking for a point of order of what it is for our rules.
Okay, our rules do not have a special committee.
Okay, what happens if they didn't get, the minutes didn't get approved?
Then they're not approved.
And when can they just, anything, do they have to come to the body to get approved? That's what I want to know.
As a best practice, a part of a committee should approve the minutes of its last meeting. It's not required, but as a best practice, they
So
should.
would it come before this forum, or would it go just to a certain group of people?
So what technically should happen is at the next meeting, which will likely be in May, right before the state convention, both the minutes of this meeting and the minutes of the prior meeting should both be approved at that time.
Okay.
We don't even know if there are minutes that have been prepared that are ready to be approved.
Right, but my concern is that if they did, my concern is that they come before this body.
They will come before, they should come before this body. That is in part beyond Vice Chairman Hill's control though.
Okay. Well, can we make a motion that would in fact happen, that comes in front of this forum?
I think the only motion that can be made, and there may be another resolution that is germane
The motion would be, we direct the state chairman or the vice chairman in the state chairman's absence to have the minutes of this meeting and the last meeting to be on the agenda of the next committee meeting.
I would like to make a motion that the vice chair ensures that the minutes.
No. It has to be the chairman's responsibility first,
Okay, the chair,
or in the chairman's absence,
or the chairman's absence, the vice chair, put the minutes of last meeting and this meeting
on the agenda
on the
of the next
agenda
meeting.
of the next meeting.
To be approved.
That needs a second. We have a second on that motion?
Patrick Campbell, Darby County.
Stephanie Christensen, Darby
Let me see, let her get this tied down and see where we are. Wendy, would you read that to us, and make sure that the verbiage is correct? Is that all right?
Okay, Stephanie, what I have is a motion made by Stephanie Christensen, Garvin County, as the chair or the vice chair in the chair's absence to put the minutes of this meeting and the previous meeting on the agenda of the next meeting. Is that correct?
Seconded.
Gary, go ahead and state your name.
Gary Barstow, Cleveland County. I second that motion.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Is there any debate on that motion? I see no one moving forward. Does everyone understand the motion that the minutes be on the agenda for the next meeting, for the next state committee meeting? All right, everyone in favor of that motion, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, State of Walker, K County, I move the resolution that reads the following. Whereas the Vice Chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party is empowered by our rules to call state committee meetings when our state chairman fails to do so, and whereas our state party uses Nation Builder software for emailing notices to state committee members, therefore be it resolved that the Vice Chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party shall also have access to our account of Nation Builder software and the GOP database made available to him to communicate with state committee members. Resolved, the state chairman and any other officers of the state party shall see that this decision is carried out within 2 weeks of this date.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor.
Friendly amendment?
I'm sorry?
Can I have a friendly amendment?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we include the website and social media accounts in that?
Hold on. We need a second first.
I second the motion, Darrell Warren, Comanche County.
Okay, so we have a second. Now, I
Yeah.
offer your.
I was wondering if we could add website access and social media account access.
Yes.
All access.
Say it again. State it again, Joe. I need to hear it.
I move the question.
Oh, move the question. Okay. So the question's been moved, so we're going to vote on it. No?
Before you vote, friendly amendment offered that you require the same administrative access to all the counties.
Good one.
That's this friendly amendment, right, Miles? Okay. Do you?
Offer that as a friendly amendment.
I accept.
Okay, so that amendment has been accepted.
Approve the question.
Okay, we have we're going to move to the vote. It's been seconded. Everyone in favor of that resolution giving the vice chair access to all these resources, say yay. Yay! All opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right. Warren, state your name.
Don Warren, McIntosh County. I move to adopt a resolution which reads, resolution directing scheduling of the next state committee meeting Whereas the state committee is the supreme authority and charged with the direction of the Oklahoma Republican Party, and whereas it would enable participation of the members of this body in fulfilling of these duties to know when the next upcoming meeting will be held, and whereas certain affairs need to be reviewed and directed on a regular basis, especially during presidential election years, therefore be it resolved that the next state committee meeting be set for May 3rd at 10 a.m. in the Oklahoma City metro area. Resolved that the new business shall be on the agenda for the May 3rd state committee meeting, and resolved that our state committee chairman and vice chair shall ensure that this is carried out.
J.R. Warren, Comanche County, I second that motion.
JR. I've been laughing at you.
Okay, Don, would you take a friendly amendment to make it the day before? Is that okay?
You would?
Yes. Would,
Oh, why? No.
Yeah, my purpose
on the
in doing
convention schedule.
Yes, my purpose in doing this is that we all had 13 on our schedule for this month, which would have been before our precinct meetings, before county meetings. It wouldn't have been an interference like unfortunately this did happen today. And so, you know, this is the second meeting I've had where some elite has called off the meeting by calling people and telling them not to show up so that we wouldn't get quorum. I want to do business. That's what I got in this party for.
Okay, will you restate your resolution, please, your motion?
A resolution directing scheduling of the next state committee meeting, whereas, you want the whole thing or just the part about the date?
Yeah, yes.
Just the part about the date?
Yes.
To be set for May 4th?
May 3rd.
Or May 3rd?
Because we don't know when the convention will actually start, so we need it.
This is going to be a,
Can we just make it to where this, our state committee meeting is scheduled for previous to the convention? To the
Well,
right,
so,
the day before.
hey, I'm going to give a point of parliamentary privilege, for lack of a better one. The state party rules say that the state committee meeting must meet, the state committee must meet prior to the state convention, okay? Now, last year, that meeting was held the morning of, with not a lot of time, everything was rushed through, and the convention was gaveling down at noon. It has come to my attention that we already have a county GOP that is advertising the state convention as beginning at 8 a.m. on May 3rd. Now, whether or not that's accurate is a different question. But I think we should not, in this resolution, we should not leave it vague as to when that meeting should occur. In the past, it has been held the afternoon prior to.
And I'm fine with that amendment. I'd just like us to have a set day and time so that we can plan it.
And that's why I'm trying to, and Wayne was asking if he can make a friendly, Wayne can make a friendly amendment about that.
Okay. So Don, I'm offering a friendly amendment to your resolution that we schedule it for 1 o'clock the day before, which I believe is the 3rd. Oh, so, I'm sorry, it's the 2nd. The 2nd. Yeah, the Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m.
I am perfectly fine with that.
You would accept that? Okay. 2nd, okay. Is there any debate on that resolution? Yes, ma'am.
Point of order.
Rachel,
Or point of information, sorry. Will that make this a 3-day convention if we do that?
It has already been determined by the State Executive Committee, of which I am a member, that it will be a 2-day convention, that it will be held in the Oklahoma City metro area, and the convention will start on May 3rd. The state committee meeting is not part of the convention. The state executive committee also is required to meet immediately before the convention. But I've now seen it 2 years in a row, or 2 convention cycles in a row, where they have had these meetings and they have been rushed through. I recall observing at the 2021 convention that former Chairman McLean got up and called the state executive or state committee, I forgot which one. The convention was already supposed to gavel down, started late, because they had to have their required meeting to approve the agenda. And they did that just, hey, everybody who is a member of the committee come forward and let's approve this agenda because we have to. That's not really a meeting. So we're trying to avoid this, and that's why, to allow time for new business.
Point of information, Joe Baden, King County. Can the parliamentarian point out in the state party rules where it is that the executive committee tells the state committee what to do?
The state executive committee does not tell the state committee what to do. But the rules do say that the state executive committee and the state committee should meet prior to the convention. That's the only requirement, is that they meet.
So if this state committee body then sets a date that's in the future, it would technically be prior to
Yes.
the state convention, is that correct?
Yes. My suggestion is, and I know the national committee woman is not here, and that I know this is being recorded, but this is the truth. That under Pam Pollard's administration, when she was the state chairman, this is years ago, she held the state committee meeting at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the afternoon prior to or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that was a 1-day convention. But it was the day before, in the afternoon, they had to do their pre-convention business. And it was not the morning of where it was rushed. So I think it would be, as parliamentarian and as a member of the state executive committee, it would behoove our state GOP for us to return to that kind of a pattern.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll withdraw this at this time.
You want to withdraw? Okay. Yes, sir. Gary.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
We got a parliamentary inquiry. According to Rule 11, Part B, State Executive Committee is the one that reports the recommendations to the State Committee for organization and preparation for any state convention. So therefore, we would need a amendment to change the rules to allow for a state committee to have that state executive committee report in advance of the state convention. Is that an accurate statement? If we were to have that state committee meeting, a minimum of no closer than 10 days or say even 30 days to the convention, that way it would have the time for our committee to address the issues and have that. It would require, that requires a amendment to the rule change, correct?
Mr. Vice Chair?
I'm sorry, I'm getting a cough drop, I apologize.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and respond to that. I don't believe that it requires a rule change. Rule 11, let me explain why. Rule 11 is the rule for the state executive committee and is directive to them that they need to schedule their meeting prior to state committee meeting. This body can set, okay, our meeting before the convention is going to be May 2nd at such and such a time. Okay? It does not require a, we can say, the way the resolution was originally done was okay, with the only exception of the day and the time may conflict with the convention schedule itself. If it's backed up to the afternoon before when the convention has already been called, Chairman Dom has already made the call for the convention to start on May 3rd. For this committee to make a resolution that says that this committee must convene the afternoon before, that does not require a rule change. It then becomes incumbent on the chairman to call the state executive committee meeting before that day and time, because this body is supreme.
Right.
So I don't see why a rule change would be necessary.
Point of information.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I'd like to make a motion that we make a quorum call. Oh, I'm sorry, Larry Murray, Chairman, Washington County. I'd like to make a motion that we do a quorum call, please. We've had several people walk out. Just want to make sure that we are still maintaining our quorum.
Yeah, Joe, we need some counters. Everyone that's
Okay.
We have a quorum call.
So everyone that's a member, please make sure you're seated in the member section of this committee. All visitors, please over to the left-hand side of my left, and we are going to have a count to make sure that we still have a quorum. So everybody that's a member of this committee, please,
Stay still.
please be seated and stand still, please.
Yeah, either stay where you're at or sit down. So this line right here, 31. 31 over here. What's outside? Don't move. No, I'm not part of it. Over here.
Gary Barstow, Cleveland County Republican Party Chair. I would like to make a resolution.
Okay? Whereas the Oklahoma Senate is attempting to reintroduce yet another time a bill to grant illegal aliens driver's licenses. We hereby resolve that the Oklahoma State Republican Committee condemn any proposed legislation that grants driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Further, this committee resolved to hold any Republican senator or representative accountable to this resolution by proposed censure.
Mr. Chair, Brian Morris, Canadian County, I second that.
Okay. That's all we have.
Just a point of information.
Yes,
Just
sir.
want to make sure the secretary reported the quorum count is 102.
Thank you, sir. All right. Did someone second? Brian, did you second that motion? Sorry.
Yes, sir. I second that.
Brian Morris, Vice Chair, Canadian County, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, as far as driver's licenses to illegals. And- Someone, come to the mic, please. I didn't hear, Miles, we didn't hear you, sorry.
I called the question.
Okay,
I've been married a long time.
okay, so, we're going to go straight to a vote. Okay, so, Gary, you can send that to Wendy, so she'll have and restate it, please.
Yes, I will restate
Okay.
the resolution. Whereas the Oklahoma Senate is attempting to reintroduce another time a bill to grant illegal aliens driver's licenses. We hereby resolve that the Oklahoma State Republican Committee condemn any proposed legislation that grants driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
It don't hurt.
Further, this committee resolved to hold any Republican senator or representative accountable to this resolution by proposed censure.
Thank you, sir. That has been seconded. And also, the motion moved forward. Okay, so we have a vote on the floor. You've heard the resolution. Everyone in favor say yay. Yay! All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Okay. Motion carries. All right. Mr. Chairman? Oh, yes, sir.
Brian Morris, Canadian County. I would like to move the following resolution.
Yes, sir.
He's not right.
The resolution reads, resolution directing use of minutes. Whereas the state committee body is the supreme Republican Party authority of the state Republican Party. Whereas the state chairman is responsible for the carrying out of the directions and resolutions of the state committee. Whereas it is the sense of this body that Rule 19E is not being interpreted according to its intent. Therefore, be it resolved that Rule 19E is intended to ensure transparency and accountability to the voters, not for the state chairman to demand from counties. Resolved that it would be against this intent and a Rule 3A offense to fail to seek elected delegates or consider proposed actions on the basis of whether or not minutes were provided to the state chairman.
I don't know, I'm afraid for you to say things.
I was trying to write that down.
We're not giving it to them.
Gary Barksdale, Chair, Cleveland County. As it currently stands, that current motion is out of order, and I'm not opposed to that motion, but I'm making sure we are the party of law, and we're the party of rules. We just had a call to a vote. We have to vote on the call to the vote. Then we vote on the motion. All right, my motion still has not been approved of. We just approved of the call to vote on that motion.
I'm glad he's on it.
Oh, he is.
So we have a call on the vote. And, okay, so everyone in favor and everyone opposed.
Okay. Yeah, just to let everybody know, it's 4:46, and the lease says that we have to be vacated and out of here by 5. Which is gonna take some time. So if people are thinking about lining up for additional resolutions and things of that nature, then keep that advised. What happened is we had a called question, which was voted on. Then we forgot to vote on the main motion. So the called question was approved. Is that correct, Mr. Barksdale?
Yes, sir.
So that's where we're at. We're gonna stop this for just a second, get that taken care of, and then we'll move back to what was on the floor try to move back into that, and that, when that's taken care of, probably need to think about either adjournment or trying to wrap this up.
So, the motion on the floor, currently the motion on the floor is, whereas the Oklahoma Senate is attempting to reintroduce another time a bill to grant illegal aliens driver's licenses, we hereby resolve that the Oklahoma State Republican Committee condemn any proposed legislation that grants driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Further, this committee resolved to hold any Republican senator or Republican or representative accountable to this resolution by proposed censure.
Okay, any debate on this issue? All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Everyone in favor, say yay. Yay! Opposed, say nay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. We're getting really Claire, I'm the
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to withdraw my motion.
Okay.
I move to withdraw my motion.
Mr. Chairman, Larry Murray, Chairman of Washington County, I motion that we adjourn.
Okay, so we have a
Michael
motion.
Shady, Canadian County, I'll second that.
We have a second. So everyone in favor of adjournment, say yay. Yay! All opposed, say nay. Thank you.
Everybody, would you please drop